up. Come on. That's what he says to your boy. Nigga, 400 years is long enough. You've been sitting down and laying down and bowing down for 400 years. I think it's time to stand up. I think it's time to stand up.
I'm on a block 6'1", about 205. A king's ransom is asked to command my task. On my back is a gash from the slaver's lash. My eyes dance nervously as they clear my path. My feet gnawed and cut make it hard to proceed. But the whip on my back make me move with most speed. The smell of the oceans keeping me hoping that the Lord will redeem me. Oh, why believe me? Destined to heartbroken shame. I see my little brother die with a whack from a cane. So much pain and blood stained pit of the ship. I was chained to a dead man and used me for a bedpan. He grabbed my neck and how hot I am burned. Check my ass for worms and abominable germs. Then I gas or grab hard, flustered and weak. Pig grease my physique as they check my teeth. Now I hear the jingle of coins, my worst fear. I'm sold for some rum and beer. The crowd cheers. Meet my master, a sadistic, effeminate. Made me run 19 miles to his tenement. For 10 years, I broke my back. No respect, no love. Then one day snap. But they had a plan for that. They put my head in a burlap sack, my hand strapped. I was thrown in the back of the car, my heart's bound. The faggot ass man just touching, feeling me now. He's rubbing on my chest, lust feels his breath. Gave me the kiss of death, and there's no time left. I feel the thick hemp rope that I made with my own hands. Used around my neck is irony for a man. Named Joe Walker, the spirit's free. On October 11th, I swung from a tree. Slave ships docked and I'm caught in the blocks. Unload the stock with chains and locks. Wigs cracked, bodies bloody and broke. We take it back and again. And my people react. Shame react, cause all my black people forget. Destroyed by the knowledge they lack. 400 years is what happened to black Jew Israelites are diaspora.
They already got one of my sons. Sold for a bottle of brandy and a gun. Team from the hot rays of the sun. But there's no quitting. Blisters on my feet, arms, legs, and skin bitten. Left my wife and other son of what I hope is a safe place. Out for blood of revenge, that's a safe face. As long as I'm alive, it's death to the uncircumcised. They enslaved and sold my fam. The sons of Ham and Ishmael. For more detail, I already killed 2 of their males. They raided the temple, debating the Holy Grail. I can't fail, I'm destined to prevail. Just ahead, I see an Ishmaelite riding his Clydesdale. He stops, taking a sip from his canteen. I duck down, cheating, moving so we can't see. The sun beams to my machete. So the blade wings, while he daydreams, unseen. Just off the leg of the unclean. Now the hunter does the hunting. He falls screaming on his knees, begging please not to kill him. I gag his mouth, hoping nobody hurt him. One swipe to the neck, off goes his turban. His curtains, mind of a dirty surgeon. Cut, don't care. Blood on my hands, I run scared. Not prepared for what the future holds. I'm still bold, proud for the fact. Next I hear a snap, got caught slipping. Messed around and stepped in a bear trap. Out comes the nets of ropes. Lied to my dreams and hopes, and he got me. Beat me, drag me to a boat. Threw salt on my bones. Beat me till I swelled like a balloon. Laugh and spit in my face. Forced me at the mind, wasn't a way to escape.
Slave ships docked and I'm caught in the blocks. Unload the stock with chains and locks. Wigs cracked, bodies bloody and broke. We take it back and again. And my people react. Chain react, cause all my black people forget. Destroyed by the knowledge they lack. 400 years is what happened to black Jew Israelites are diaspora.
Master, not tonight, please. Words of my wife as I listen to her scream. As more of this demon sweat and blood drips on her teeth. Blood drips from my lips as my teeth crunches and bleeds. As my soul strickens and plots to redeem. A room infested like maggots with the white man see. Lord, what kind of species is these? She only makes love to me in her dreams. But even in those, she flashbacks to the face of the beast. Once later, she found in pregnancy, where they cut her open and stomp out the fetus with her feet. Strange fruit no longer swing from trees. They swing from the corner blocks of Martin Luther King. How long will these modern day savages come to be? We the ones of that winning list letter that we help to complete. Deuteronomy 28:6. This be part of the earth where the grass didn't grow. Concrete jungle, like this blinking box by the shadow. Illuminate return stares back to them streets that's watching.
Slave ships docked and up on the blocks. Unload the stock with chains and locks. Wicks, crack bodies, bloody and broke. We take it back and forget. And our people react. Chain react. Cause all my black people forget. Destroyed by the knowledge they lack. 400 years is what happened to Black Jew Israelites, our diaspora.
You've been sitting down and laying down and bowing down for 400 years. I think it's time to stand up. I think it's time to stand up.
I think it's time to stand up. What y'all think? What do y'all think? Shalom to the fam, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why you have a shot? It's your brother IQAhmath. I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. Shalom to the family in the house, man. Shabbat shalom to Ashar. Shabbat shalom to the Amawashak and the family. My brother Karatazar in the house. Jackson in the house. Koaf, my good brother. Shalom to you. Shalak in the house. What's up, Ak? Brother Ron in the house. All praises, man. Anybody else to be joining us as we are continuing on with this transmission to disrupt the system? Shalom to you. Shabbat shalom to you, whether or not you're viewing it on the Sabbath or at a later time. Shalom, either way. Either way, man. How's everybody doing, man? We made it to another 7-day, man. I tell you, boy, the flames of hell must be really getting hot, man, because every weekend, the week's end, that's the 7th day. Hint, hint. I can't wait till I'm off work Friday, waiting for that Shabbat to kick in, man. It's just getting like that. I mean, that's normal, but it just seems even more urgent that this week gets done as fast as possible, waiting for the Sabbath, right? Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. Y'all shalom, Mike. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Sister Rosemarie, shalom to you. Shalom to you. All right. I know I'm a little late, but you know how I do. I'm rounding up info for the week. You know, if I don't do a DSTM during the week, just know I'm rounding up stuff for the end of the week. So yeah, I know I'm a little late, man. Somebody was powdering their nose in the White House. Somebody was powdering their nose in the White House, huh? I love it. You know I love it. Anything under slow Biden's watch, anything that exposes Esau, man, for being corrupt and the dirty devil that he is, man, I love it. And I'm going to expose them. They got to get put on the front street, man. We throwing them out there like HOEs on the street. They're going to be displayed for everybody to see. Yeah. So, yeah, somebody's playing with their nose in the White House, huh? Any surprises there? Huh? The trannies or the Transformers is out there spraying up Jackson in Philly. No uproar. No problem with that. I mean, where's BLM at for that? The 5 black men that got put to death by one of their own. Is there any protest marching? They defunct now because they were stealing the money. Although there's no more Black Lives Matter. Oh, I mean, more and more of the frauds, man, are being exposed, and I love it. Hopefully y'all do too. Fednow, we've been chronicling and talking about the CBDCs, the transition into digital currencies. We've been talking about how the world is going to be changing and not for the better when it comes down to finances, economics, spying, tracking, social credit scores, all that other stuff, man. Feds in your business is here. July 1st was the launch date for phase 1 of the Federal Reserve instituting their digital payment system that will allow them to break all barriers of privacy and in on every damn thing that you, me, we, and whoever adopts this into their payment system culture. So it is here. We've been talking about it for a long time. They've been talking about cashless societies since the early 90s. I remember I've made mention of the book by William Cooper about Behold the Pale Horse. he was talking about cashless societies back in 91, 92. And it's all here. It's all here. See, that's the thing with the so-called white man. When he gets exposed, he'll just lullaby everybody back to sleep. And if you notice, he took about 30 years from when that information was, being more publicized. 30 years it took for everybody to go back to sleep, you know. And now when you're hearing about cashless societies and digital payment systems and all this other stuff, now we can pop it back up as if it's new. I see that sometimes with just information in general. And I guess it's just how the cycle of information goes and the awakening of people. There's a lot of in all praises because information stays fluent. There's always information that might be coming out, and I be seeing sometimes, people might send me stuff, or I may see it on my own, and I may have brought it out in a current event class when I was with our old congregation, and I could have brought that out maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 2 years ago, and people will be bringing it up now, and they're going viral on TikTok and all kind of stuff, and I'm like, this information been out for a long time. Why are they making it sound like this is some revolutionary information that somebody's breaking the matrix? But that's how Esau puts everybody to sleep. And then when the next awakening comes up, it looks like it's brand new. So I guess it's just cyclical with information. I'm trying to process it in my mind like this ain't new. But at the same time, it's new for those that's listening, new for those that's waking up. So I guess that's how it works. All praises. All praises. So a lot going on, man. Fednow is here. There was a big viral um, rumor going around that Russia was going to sabotage a nuclear reactor plant over there in Zaporizhia in the Ukraine, and they were going to start this nuclear war. It was tweets going around, all kind of people talking about their insiders, and they working for the government, and we got inside information. This is going to happen either July 4th, 5th, or 6th. They stretched out the dates, and apparently that didn't happen. So we got to really be careful. The age of information right now, the disinformation, the bots. Esau and the devil, the devil, man, he is working overtime. I always say he's playing 3-card Monte, man. He's putting one thing over here, dragging the cups around. You thinking the ball is over here. It's not there. And we got to be careful. We got to be careful. But, as best I can and as best as the Spirit is leading me, I'm always put the information out there for y'all to track, trace, do your own research and find out if it's true or not. Right? Shalom, Naquad. What's up, Buck? So, without further ado, I'm not going to filibuster too much more. We're going to get right to it. And for those that's tuning in, about a month ago, damn, time is flying. I was supposed to do a class about weed. I'm going to do it later today. So get used to this face today. Get used to this face. DSTM first, then we're going to close out the Shabbat, and we're going to deal with weed, drug use, defiling of the temple, the law, so forth and so on. All right. So that'll be up later. I'm going to redeem myself because the time I was supposed to do the class, I left my PowerPoint and didn't have it with me. So we had to do an alternative lesson, but it's all good. All right. So for those of you that's looking for that lesson, tune in later and we're going to get to it. All right. Let's get to it, man. Hey, what's up, Somali Judah? You all good, my brother? Hopefully you are. Hopefully you are, man. All right. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me stop sharing this one. Let's start up here. All right. All right. So, y'all are very astute followers of information, So some of these things I'm going to be talking about, it's already been talked about during the week. Y'all may just be waiting for my perspective on it, or, maybe, bypassing this, waiting for something else to come out. But like I just made mention, there was information that came out, And to this day, and who knows, it still may go down. There still may be a false flag that happens that Ukraine or NATO actually does sabotage their own, sabotage this nuclear reactor. If it does, nuclear war is definitely on the table. It's going up for real. The nuclear radiation and the spread that's going to happen over there in Eastern Europe is going to spread to Western Europe. It's going to spread over to the West. All it takes is a nice little gust of wind, sabotaging the water supplies, the food, everything else. If that nuclear reactor was to explode, all hell's gonna break loose. But we've been hearing about Zelensky keep talking about his insiders. He's got information. They've been telling him that Russia's going to destroy their own nuclear reactor. I don't know how much sense that makes, but it's always setting the table for him to say something's going to happen, and just know that it was them that did it. Meanwhile, what would keep their hands clean? What would keep them from not being the ones guilty of doing it? It's misdirection, and that's what you call a false flag. So that was on the table. They was putting out dates. There was going to be July 4th. It was going to be, I think they even went all the way up until the 6th or something like that. One of those 3 days. Well, here we are on the 8th. Nothing has happened. And we got to be careful of that, because we see that there's always some disinformation, and that discredits those who put out this information, and that's what their objective is, true. For those who are trying their best, such as myself, to be truth tellers, man, and putting this information out there, if anything goes out there that is wrong, that doesn't come to pass, then they utilize that to discredit any and all further information that comes out. Oh, well, see, he said it was going to happen on this date. That's why I don't give exacts and absolutes. I just put it out there and say maybe, who knows. But here's what's on the table. Dissect it, digest it as best as you can. Because the objective for the devil is for me to look like a liar and not him. Very slick. But here we go. Kremlin warns to sabotage a Ukraine nuclear plant under Russian control. On that note, let's look at a couple scriptures. We always do that. I'm not going to half step. Let's look at this one. Hold on. What's going on here? Proverbs 19. Proverbs 19:9 says, "A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish." So this is more indications of how we know that the so-called white man and his regime and his armies and his propaganda machines and the Mockingbird media and everything else that he utilizes to push lies and deceit and disinformation, as he flips the script and says, no, the disinformation is coming from those who are doing their independent research, those who don't go along with the narratives. Those are the guys speaking lies. Those are the ones whose accounts need to be suspended. Those are the people whose channels need to be taken off. Those are the ones, that's the misdirection. And we talked about that before. Woe unto those that call evil good and good evil. The whole reversal of the cycle of life and information that goes on in the earth right now. Right is left, left is right. You dig what I'm saying? So this is what they try to do. But the Lord said, man, a false witness is not going to be unpunished. So that lets us know that Zelensky talking about, oh, we seen that they put bombs on top of the roof of the reactor. It's going to go off. We've got the intelligence. We've seen it. That's a false witness. He lied. But guess what? He's not going to go unpunished. That means that this war is definitely going to go up. There's going to be destruction. There's going to be people that perish. And said that he to speak of lies, and that's proverbially pops out the mouth of the so-called white man from birth. From birth, he loves a lie. Psalm 58. Look at verse 3. It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." That's why he can't help himself, man. You wonder why the so-called white man lies and is so deceptive? He can't help it. It's in him to be a liar, straight out the womb. The doctor, as soon as he be born, oh, look at this beautiful white baby. He ain't even white. It's a little red, pink-fleshed, pig-complected baby that come out. First lie come out. Healthy baby, healthy. All of the degenerative genes that they have, from the blonde hairs, the recessive genes, to the blue eyes, and that's not healthy. It's already, they're born with recessive traits. But here they go. As soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth the ear. So they paralyze people with their lies, their deceptions, their wickedness, right? So as soon as they be born, they come out speaking lies, man. So we have to be careful with what comes out there, man. Zelensky was out there running rampant, man, utilizing his media, utilizing NATO, utilizing the West, telling everybody it's going down. Slow Biden is the same way. He's gonna get your college tuition, your college loans forgiven. Don't worry about it. Next you know, it all gets shot down. Oh, affirmative action. That's right. You niggas in speaks, you're gonna have equal opportunity just based upon who you are. You getting into college, and we're gonna extend it to your jobs. Oh, that's gone now. So what's really going on? I mean, how many times has he broken peace treaties? Well over 300. Well over 300 peace treaties he broke with the Native Americans and indigenous populations here. So verse 12 of Proverbs chapter 29. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. Not some, not a few. Everybody. Why could they say that? Because there may be some good-hearted people in there, but they're complicit. They're complicit to the wickedness. They see the crime, they see the wickedness, they see the lies, and they don't stand up. That's why they have what they call a quote-unquote whistleblower. Because those are the ones who say, I'm tired of going along to get along. I'm going to go ahead and whistleblow. And as soon as they do, they lose their jobs, they're fired, they're isolated, they get persecuted because they no longer want to be wicked anymore. Even though, whoever it may be, let's say, for instance, Edward Snowden, when he came out and became a whistleblower for the NSA, he had to move all the way to damn Russia and hide out. Because as soon as he turned it back on them, they was talking about, oh, he's a spy. He did this, that, and the third. Oh, we need to charge him with crimes. He stole information. Because anybody that serves this system is considered wicked because they remain complicit. And I'm not saying because you hold a government job, because you work at the post office that you're wicked. I'm not talking about them. We're talking about higher levels of those who are complicit and see how the rulers are working. You don't have opportunity to do anything regarding that. So I'm not talking about the average Joe Schmo who's delivering mail. I'm not talking about the one who's working for the IRS and doing his job, just trying to, calculate his taxes and be an accountant. And I'm not talking about them. We're talking about upper level governments and all that other stuff. I mean, these are the people who know and have the keys to understanding how wicked the system is and become complicit and go along with it. No different than the cops, man, who see and go by the blue shield, if that's what they call it. I know they got their own little code. Blacks and Hispanics, we got our own little street codes about no snitching and all that other stuff. Cops got the same thing. But I think it's called the blue shield or the blue something blue. Will they protect each other? The cop that sees somebody plant some drugs on somebody, he's just as wicked as the one, even though he didn't do it, he's just as wicked as the one who did it because he remains complicit and doesn't do nothing about it. That's how this whole system works. That's how Esau has this whole system lined up. Because if a ruler is hearkening the lies, if he's going out there lying, I mean, we just seen Slow Biden say that he has had no discussions and didn't know nothing about his son's business dealings with China and Ukraine and all this money, illegal money that was getting gotten, all this other stuff. And then we see the text messages of his son saying, yeah, I'm sitting here with my pops and, we're going to shake you down if you ain't got if you ain't got the answers that we want by tonight and all this other stuff. And Slow Biden just immediately comes out and says, no, that didn't happen. I don't know nothing about that. Didn't he say, come on, man, go out and go get your arm, put something in your arm. You'll never get that disease. Yeah, I mean, not the disease. You'll never get sick. And then after that, man, everybody get, poking their arm, everybody getting sick. Getting it 2 and 3 times, even after. So he's lying. And all the servants are wicked. So it's no different when we're dealing with these political structures and we're seeing what's happening. Once you start seeing all this disinformation and the lies, know that wickedness is behind it. This is why the Most High has to judge and deal with this place, man, because all the evils that's going on, man, all of the wickedness, all of the lies, he won't stop. He won't stop, and that's how he maintains his stronghold. Let's look at here. Psalm 52, verse 2. It says, "Thy tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp razor, working deceitfully." So this is how they utilize the false flag narratives, by utilizing the tongue to devise mischief. So false flag is mischief. So if and when something does go down, we know where and how it started from. So because the information was coming out, people was talking about, is this going to happen? It could be a false flag. It could be, Ukraine's doing it. Then they got to call it off. But don't think it's off the table. Continuing on, it says, "Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness." Well, that's a white man. He loves evil more than good, and he loves to lie rather than to speak righteousness. Verse 4, "Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue." So the works of the tongue, man, the so-called white man has mastered it, and he's utilizing it for evil. Utilizing it for evil. Hold on one second. What the heck's going on here? Let me get one more in Psalms. Why is my thing not working? All right, so let's look at this. Psalms 101, verse 5. It says, let's start at verse 4. "A forward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person." So this is how we know that the Most High is not dealing with the so-called white man and anyone that follows after his ways. It said that a forward heart. Well, a forward mind is one that is like contrary, abstinent, hard-headed, walking contrary to the ways of the Most High. So anybody who's got a mind like that, a forward mind, he said he can't be with the Most High. Let's look at that. Let's look that one up. Forward, perverse, that is turning from. See, that's contrary. With aversion or reluctance, not willing to yield or comply with that which is not willing to yield or comply with what is required. So what does that mean for somebody who says that they don't want to keep the laws of the Most High, that the laws are done away with? True repentance, which comes through learning of the law. See, because if sin is transgression of the law, and the only way that we can rectify our sins is to go along with the law, learn the law, so that we can repent and learn not to commit the same errors anymore. That's the only way that you can truly repent. But a forward mind is a person who is perverse. That's what the churches are teaching, forward thinking. And the white man is the master of it because he's the one who's setting up all these Presbyterian schools, these seminary schools. He's setting up these Bible colleges. He's rotating, blacks and Hispanics in and out of them, giving them grants and loans, 501c3, tax-free exemptions to set up shop in our neighborhoods, man, and start teaching the poison to our people. And the Most High said, what about a forward person? A forward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. So people talking about they got their own personal relationship with the Most High is a straight up lie. That's why in what is it, 1 John chapter 2, 3, and 4 says, he that saith he know me and doesn't keep the commandments is a liar. That's how the Most High works. And this is how you know that the so-called white man, he does not know the Most High. I don't give a damn how many damn Baptist revivals they got, and they run around carrying snakes and, how many stadiums that Joel Osteen sells out, let alone the TD Fakes and the rest of them cash flow dollar. All of them. The Most High said, man, he's not dealing with them. Why? Because they're wicked and they have forward minds. They turn from with aversion or reluctance. Are you sure? We ain't got to keep the whole law. Only the two greatest. Love thy neighbor thyself, and thou shalt have no other gods before me. That's it. You're reluctant to give up the pork and the swine and the lobster. You're reluctant to discipline yourself and keep the Sabbath holy. That's forward thinking. Not willing to yield or comply with that what is required. So the so-called white man is not trying to give up his rulership and his reign. If the scriptures say that Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, he is not willing to yield or to comply with that. When we bring out and show true depictions of Yahweh Shai, whether it be through understanding of the scriptures, or you start showing dark age images from Romania and Russia and Italy and every place else in Britain, showing dark skin, they don't want to comply to that. They'll go back and say, oh, well, yeah, I mean, he must have been Middle Eastern. Maybe he was Arab. Anything but black. They will not say he's black. Not willing to yield or to comply with what is required. Unyielding, ungovernable, refractory, disobedient, peevish as a forward child. Man. So what do we see when it comes down to the so-called white man? He's got a forward heart. He lines up and he sets up institutions of study and understanding that gets our people in the same mind frame. That's why the Most High said, not to learn the ways of the heathen. He said, envy not the oppressor, choose none of his ways. Because otherwise, man, the Most High is not going to deal with you. It says, whoso privately slander his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. This is all characteristics of the white man. And this is what we see happening within this warfare. And we're seeing with Zelensky coming out talking, with Putin coming out talking, Slow Biden coming out talking, NATO coming out talking. All of them got proud hearts, proud looks. They're not willing to yield, which means what? We're going to end up having to go. There's going to be a World War III. I mean, it's already started. I mean, let's be clear. It's already started. We're just waiting for the nukes to hit. We're just waiting for more further escalations and other nations to join in. Then we know it's really hot. See, but privately slandering his neighbor, they're doing that. They're doing that. All right. See, it's one article, man. I already ran out like 5-6 scriptures, and so let me speed up, man, because I go on all dang day. All right. So the Kremlin warns of a sabotage of the Ukraine nuclear plant under Russian control. Clearly, that didn't happen, but there was a lot of slander, a lot of lies, a lot of misinformation, a lot of false flag innuendo going on. People on the edge of their seats, even within the Israelite community and outside, and people in the world, and we're waiting for the bomb to go. Something gonna happen. Something gonna happen. They said it. I got a tweet, and when it didn't happen, we got to go back to the drawing board. So that was another reason why I didn't do or say anything this week, because I wanted to see if things transpired as such, which it didn't. So we're still on the watch. Not to say that it won't happen or a different form of a false flag, but we'll see. All right. So because when that don't go down, Zelensky doubles down. And he says what? Absolutely time for UK to join the US and go all in on Russia if Putin blows a nuclear plant. So they already are putting it out there. See, that's how the false flag works, because now they keep putting it out there. Putin's going to do it. He's going to do it. Russia's going to do it. They're going to blow up their own nuclear power plant. Why would you cripple your own nation and destroy a nuclear power plant that not only will cripple your nation, but then jack everything else up in the earth when radioactive materials is all over the damn place? Why would you do that? And then guess what? When they keep putting it out there, the next thing, they jump the gun and they start already telling the US and the UK, you got to go all in, because once he does it, then we need the US and the NATO to come on in and really just finish everything off. So in my estimation, Ukraine probably was going to carry out the false flag, blow up the nuclear power plant, then point the finger at Putin in order to get the UK and Russia to come on in, get NATO involved, and really set this thing off. But somebody told them, slow down. So the propaganda is there. The push to start World War III in full scale, let's put it that way, full scale World War III is on the table. Senior U.S. senators are demanding Slow Biden deploys the full weight of NATO if Putin blows up the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. And now a former British Army colonel has pleaded that Britain supports that same threat against the Kremlin. So they're pushing harder for NATO to get involved. They're pushing harder. They want NATO to be fully involved so World War III can go full steam. So far, the first plan that they had didn't happen, but doesn't mean that there isn't other plans on the table to get it done. This could go down this year. They can pop out this summer and do something else. They could talk about it was the power plant. They could be talking about something else that gets blown up, and next thing you know, NATO and the U.S. got to get involved, and it's time to really go. So we don't know. We don't know. Look, Xi tells Putin, "Do not nuke Ukraine." So they buddies. Clearly, they must have had that conversation. Putin must have told him, "Man, they out here playing games with me. They out here talking about they're gonna blow up my nuclear reactor. I better bomb first." And Moab told him, hold on, boss. Hold on. Don't do that. I'm still trying to get Taiwan under wraps. We still got the BRICS. We're trying to get established, but don't lose your cool. He had to talk him off the edge. Xi tells Putin, "Do not nuke Ukraine." Chinese president told Vladimir to his face not to use nuclear missiles and signed Beijing fears a Russian escalation. So they try to make it sound as if, man, Moab is trying to tell Esau what to do. He's not doing that. He's begging Esau not to do it. We ain't got to go there. But y'all seen how many times we've chronicled and seen how Moab follows around Esau like a damn lapdog, man. Does whatever he tells him. President Xi, because he's got some establishment in the face of, the BRICS and everything else, because Putin's involved with this war, and they got him looking like the bad guy. So China has got to be the front man. So he's pleading. In other words, he ain't telling Putin what to do. I'm sure it was like, "Please, come on, man, don't do it, man. We got a lot going on the table, man. It ain't time yet. I said 2027. I'm trying to get busy with the U.S. and Taiwan. We got to band together. We still got to get all these other nations on board with this BRICS economy. We got to arm everybody up, man. We still got to get Iran, suited up with their nukes. We got to get everything ready. You ready to jump right now? Don't do it." So we had to talk him off the ledge. Beijing in recent years has made moves to strengthen its bond with the Kremlin, but Chinese officials said to be intent on ending Putin's nuclear saber rattling. So they don't want the nukes to go off. He said, "Man, you can do whatever else you want, man, but it ain't time for the nukes yet." Chinese President Xi Jinping personally cautioned Russian leader Vladimir Putin against using nuclear weapons in Ukraine during a state visit to Moscow in March. Chinese officials have claimed Beijing in recent years has made moves to strengthen its bond with the Kremlin, with the two parties agreeing a no-limits partnership just prior to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Xi then vowed last summer to support Russia's sovereignty and security in the face of Western pressure, despite Putin having ordered his troops to invade a sovereign nation, and moved to increase economic cooperation with Putin, in a move that drew widespread condemnation from Western officials. Oh, look at it. U.S. is planning for evacuation of Americans in Taiwan. So in one instance, in one breath, Xi is telling Putin, calm down, because he's making moves in Taiwan. So clearly the U.S. feels that there's enough threat, that they're getting enough whispers in the air that China could be making more aggressive moves. They're telling the people, all the U.S. embassy, Americans over there in Taiwan, "Hey, get up out of there. Get up out of there, because we can't assure your safety. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's time for you to get up out of there." So what does that mean for escalations of war talks between the U.S. and Taiwan? See, Americans got their hands full. They got a lot to deal with. Oh, you know what? I forgot that. Well, it's kind of simmered down now. But I'll pull it up in a minute. I'm sure y'all seen it, but it just popped in my head. Just thinking about warfare, man. Over there, the Israelis bombed. I forgot the name of the city, but one of the cities of the Palestinians, Drop bombs over there, man. Innocent civilians, all kind of people getting slaughtered over there. They came through with the bulldozers, cleaning everything up. The Palestinians, they didn't have nothing but rocks, man. They throwing rocks at the damn troops, man. The GMO Jews over there, man, they laid down this whole damn city. Talking about, oh, they were trying to get the terrorists over there. So that was another instance of war. We'll look at that in a second. So look at this. U.S. is planning for evacuation of Americans in Taiwan. The U.S. has intensified plans to evacuate Americans living in Taiwan, the messenger reported. The plans, which have been underway for at least 6 months, have heated up over the past 2 months or so. A senior U.S. intelligence official told the messenger. Which messenger is this? It ain't me. The report came a day after Taiwan's Air Force scrambled into action after spotting 10 Chinese warplanes crossing the sensitive median line of the Taiwan Strait. Of the island's defense ministry said 4 Chinese warships also carried out combat patrols. I mean, there's been a lot of I'm not gonna say dogfighting, but a lot of international airspace has been compromised between the Russians and America over the last week or two. There's been a lot of compromising in the seas with ships and subs in what's considered international waters, crossing their boundaries, submarines missing, popping up over in the Pacific. You know, I'm talking about Russian. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. Our people don't have no idea, man. They too busy, man, shooting each other up over ribs on the 4th of July and all kind of foolishness. And there's a lot of things happening out there, man. Warships in the Taiwan and Taiwanese Strait, airplanes being intercepted between the U.S. and Russia. Matter of fact, before we get to the people powdering their nose out there, out the name of that city. What's the name of that city? Jenin. See, Israel launches deadly raid on the West Bank city. Palestinians in occupied West Bank say Israel bombing innocent people. This just happened July 3rd. It's earlier this week. This is Monday. Innocent people getting bombed in the raid. Refugee camp, man. The fake ones over there, they can do whatever they want. They kill up the little Arabs over there, man. They get away with it. They don't care. Nobody's crying out, for civil justice. Nobody's running to the aid of Ishmael over there saying, oh, how dare they, man. We need to go out and do an international protest. Innocent people are getting killed. No. Fake Jews go over there. They do whatever they want, man. 8 killed in an Israeli attack on the West Bank. They say, it was because terrorists was over there. They had to go bomb them out. People saying, man, you over here bombing and killing innocent people. Israel carried out drone strikes and deployed hundreds of troops Monday in the city of Jenin in the occupied West Bank in what one Israeli official called the largest operation in the area in almost 2 decades. So the biggest bombing in military activity happening in the West Bank in 20 years, which lets you know that times are changing. The spirit of war, rumors of wars is kicking up. Goddamn, right? At least 9 Palestinians were killed in the raid and 50 were injured, according to Palestinian health officials, as gun battles were reported in the streets of a sprawling refugee camp in Jenin. See the city? They didn't wipe this thing out. And there's no humanitarian, aid coming over there either, in case anybody's wondering. Nobody's wondering what was this legitimate bombing, man? Did they have proof that there was terrorists happening over there? What terrorism activities were they committing over there? We don't see it, but we do know wars and rumors of wars is definitely gonna go down. And there you have it. Oh, so the Secret Service confirms cocaine was found in the West Wing phone. Cubby hours after Hunter Biden's visit. Oh, after Hunter Biden was there, man, they find some coke there. But you know it wasn't him, man. He don't do coke. He does crack. Maybe it's one of his one of his partners that was in there. Who knows? He's graduated from coke, man. He's on full blown crack. So I don't think it was Hunter Biden. I'm gonna let him off the hook, man. He requires a pipe for his habits. Look at this. Proverbs 6. Let's read verse 12. A naughty person, a wicked man walketh with a forward mouth. So we just seen what forward is, man. A naughty and wicked, a wicked person, man, is gonna walk with a forward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. This slow Biden too. Slow Biden would be quick to come out and make these little statements, man. He get the little, the little bee's nest wig wearing John, what's her name? Karine Jean Pierre. She come out and be quick to, wipe the butt of her master, man, and go out there and make up lies and speak for him every dang minute. We see slow Biden speaking with his feet. How many times have we seen him fall and stumble all over the place and walk in the wrong direction, getting lost? See, it's the trickery, it's the misdirection. Teaching with his fingers. That's how magicians and illusionists do. Keep your eye, they want to talk with their hands. They want to, that's one of the things that they teach you. I remember when I was in school, speech and debate. They were talking about how you can use your hands as a tool or a method of teaching, especially in debate, because people get caught up in trying to see, well, why is he moving his hand? What's he doing with his hands? That's why when people looking for, instances of the occult or looking for, hand symbols and signs that go on with Freemasonry and all that other stuff, because there is lessons to happen with those things. Even in our wickedness, man, that, Israel is something else, man. Even in our wickedness, we're still a creative people. When you can get gangbangers, man, that can create sign language with their fingers, to be able to communicate and create a whole new damn language with your fingers in wickedness is wild. See, a naughty person and a wicked man walking with a forward mouth. He wink with his eyes. He speak with his feet. He teach with his fingers. Gangsters throwing up their hoods. They showing you how to diss another hood. They doing all kind of stuff. Speaking with his feet. They crip walking. They blood walking. I mean, just to get off topic, man, it just hit me in the spirit too. This all happens. But the white man, he does it the same thing. And you see slow Biden, you see Hunter Biden and all of them running around scrambling. They asked slow Biden about the damn coke in the office the other day. He laughed it off. Didn't answer. So all kind of matters going on under his watch. And they'd be quick to talk about, they'd be quick to talk about Jakes, man, and how we living. The White House is now the trap house. And they talking about how much of damn niggas is all jacked up and Hispanics is all jacked up. What? Look at this. I remember this. Hold on. Look at this. I remember bringing this out a few years back. White House had mice, cockroaches, and ant infestation. This from 2017. This is under Trump. And then they said, "Oh, Obama left." Obama left the White House full of roaches. See, Trump and the rats in the White House. How they get? White House is infested with cockroaches. And you talk about black folks, man. Don't sleep, man. These damn devils, man. They living just as bad and worse as niggas. You got the damn White House, man, full of roaches and rats. They ain't living like niggas in the White House, man. Coke, rats, roaches. The White House is close to, is walking distance to black neighborhoods. I mean, why not include that as part of the hood? Oh, because it's the White House. So white man, his whole system is all. It's showing you the folly, man, the corruption, the confusion. You want to know if this is the modern Babylon? This is it right here. From the policies and the laws that's going out right now, from the confusions of gender, from the information that's going out that they're utilizing it through the media. Why and who's doing coke in the White House? There's all kind of folly going on. But he's steadily talking about what you doing and what we ain't doing, how you living, stereotyping us. Look at this. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teaches with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart, he deviseth mischief continually, and he soweth discord. It's all the ways of the so-called white man. He loves it, man. Let me get another one, Isaiah. Isaiah 57:20 says, but the wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest. Man, this is what shows you, man. Under slow Biden, this place is all over. The White House government, it's all over the place. Like troubled seas, man. America's in trouble. From the economy getting rocked left and right, job market getting left and right, inflation off the chain, wars all over the place, man. Disease and pestilence hitting this place upside the head. They said it cannot rest, man. America's not going to get no rest, man. It's over with for this place. The Most High is going to continually bombard this place with heavy tsunami-like waves of judgment. He said, but the wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith the Most High, to the wicked. There's no coming up out of this. No coming up out of it, man. That's why the elites are scrambling. They over here meeting at Bohemian Grove. They trying to, meet over here with the World Economic Forum and Davos and doing all kind of backdoor policy councils going on. They trying to push forth the agenda. They want to get the digital currency and the cashless society going out there. They want to inflict martial law. They trying to do everything that they can, man, to try to stop the waves from hitting. But they can't stop them. They can't stop them. Just look how the Most High feel about the wicked, man. Job 18:5. It says, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. So that's ultimate judgment for the so-called white man in his rulership and dominion of the earth. His light's gonna get put out. The evil light, man, the occultic illumination that he's utilizing to rule the world and demonic and satanic means is gonna get put out. Verse 6, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. So you see what's happening? The steps of his strength shall be strengthened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Remember Slow Biden in the 94 Crime Bill Act, and he was walking around talking about if you got a quarter-sized piece of crack, it's 5 years, no parole, no nothing, straight to jail. Meanwhile, everything pops out. He talking about I want things to be safe for my family and all that. Meanwhile, your family is full of dope fiends. I mean, what are you talking about? They talk about Hunter Biden. Yeah, we know he's on crack. He was doped out. I believe he married his brother's wife after his brother passed away. She was doing dope, to my knowledge. He talking about he wants his family to be protected from what? They over there getting high. Now his own counsel is casting him down, man. Coke found in the house, everything. He ran up there directing bills, the 94 crime bill, to get Jakes locked up. And that's what's so crazy. They say through the Criminal Bill Act, you get less time if you got powder cocaine than you did rock cocaine. And the only difference is baking soda. How does baking soda get you more time than powder? I mean, this don't make no sense. So now his own council's casting him down, man. Slow Biden is being seen as the hypocrite that he is. And his whole council. Verse 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. So he's caught up in his own snare. He's talking about corruption and all this other stuff and everything that previous presidents have done, stealing the elect. I can't even say that on YouTube. The supposed election meddling and all that. Come on, man. Him and his crime family is doing it at high levels. But now it's all coming out, man. The laptop gets discovered. Everything's falling back on his face. Verse 9, the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. So this is all the judgment that's going to happen to the so-called white man, America, Babylon, spiritual Egypt, Sodom, so forth and so on. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of the death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. The Most High is going to be the king of terrors. He's going to destroy the so-called white man and the slow Biden. But first, he's got more embarrassment to live through. So the West Wing, they say, is a quote-unquote heavily traveled area, but it's confirmed. Somebody got the coke up in there. Look at this. There's no hiding now. The Secret Service orders DNA and fingerprint analysis of a dime-sized cocaine baggie found in the West Wing. So they're going to get to the bottom of it. Oh, how I'd love it to be, somebody affiliated with. Can you imagine if it was Biden? Can you imagine if it was Biden? I mean, we see him on the regular, man. The only time that he's really, I remember Trump used to say that when he was able to carry out a speech and he seemed fired up, Trump said he was on performance-enhancing drugs. From what I've seen, people that do coke, man, they get wired up. And, it'd be something else, man, if it had Slow Biden's, fingerprints on it. That would be the killer. He got to get coked up, man, to go carry out these little speeches that he's doing. And no wonder he's all discombobulated and, lost every damn minute. That'd be my ultimate if it comes back with his DNA on it. It probably won't. And if it does, damn well they're going to set somebody else up. That's going to be covered up for real. If they covering up all kind of other folly for him, I mean, just imagine. And we know he's a liar because remember, if y'all remember, in I think it was in '88 when he ran for president, he got caught stealing parts of a JFK speech. Yeah, see this? A scandal ended Joe Biden's 1988 presidential campaign. See, echoes of Biden's 87 plagiarism scandal continue to reverberate. So we know this dude is a straight clown. He plagiarized parts of JFK's speech when he was trying to run for president in '88. But you see, man, '88, that dude don't give up. Then at 30, 40 years later, he comes right back and ends up winning again. So they're gonna cover up for him if it got his fingerprints on him, man. So we don't know whose it is. We just know somebody's in their powder and they nose, man, and got caught up and left the evidence behind. They said it's gonna take some weeks before they can get the DNA analysis done, find out who it is. We'll see if it ever comes about. They're gonna wait a few weeks because they know how much information can come out. How many more distractions they're going to throw out there, man, before it just gets swept under the rug and people are going to forget about, what happened. It's just going to become a memory of, hey, remember they found some coke in the White House? Never going to tell you whose it was. Because they're going to wait some weeks to lullaby everybody back to sleep. But I'm going to keep my ears open. We're going to find out, man, if somebody is actually the culprit. of who had the coat. All right, so let's continue. Look at this. Biden to send thousands of cluster bombs to Ukraine, despite them being against U.S. law. Do you hear this? He's getting ready to send these cluster bombs to Ukraine. It's against U.S. law and banned in 120 countries. A year after Jen Psaki said using them would potentially be a war crime. Now, how does America get away with breaking their own laws? 120 countries say we can't use those things. But slow Biden says, here, take these. Take these, Ukraine. We couldn't get that false flag off with the nuclear power plant. So I'm gonna give you some illegal weapons. They got the depleted uranium that they got from the UK that was given the okay by slow Biden. That people were warning and saying, don't use those things. They're dangerous. They're radioactive. Slow Biden said, nah, use them. Oh, we got these cluster bombs. Hey, aren't those banned in 120 countries? Isn't that considered a war crime? Use them. I'm in control of the earth. I'm the great whore. You understand? Slow Biden and America and his controllers, the elites that control him, are really calling all the shots, man. So here we go. Sirach 33:2 says, a wise man hateth not the law, but he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm. So it shows you a hypocrite, man, a ship in a storm is constantly getting rocked back and forth, facing all kind of dangers, holes in the ship, things are gonna go down, flooding, constantly in turmoil. And that's what slow Biden is leading, and that's why we know America is fastly declining. He's he needs to get reelected in 2024, man. It'll escalate how much faster this place can go down in a heap of smoke. Leave it in his hands, because he's doing a good job of getting this place destroyed and the children of Israel being delivered. You know, under Trump and under Biden, man, there's been a great awakening to Israel the last damn near 8 years. So keep the demons up in there, man. It's my vote. Even though I'm not voting, but you know what I'm saying. So here you go. Banned in 120 countries. He's getting ready to go send illegal arms to Ukraine. And who can come against him? Who's going to say anything? I mean, Revelation 13 says, who can make war with the beast? No, nobody's going to come against America. It's not time yet. So he's flexing his muscle, doing whatever, man, and ain't nothing they can do about it. Will this furtherly provoke Putin and Russia to do something of a greater escalation? And they gonna say, man, this is enough, man. You done broke all kind of international laws, and here you are, got a warrant out for my arrest, talking about I'm trafficking Ukrainian kids, and nobody can see or find evidence of that. Maybe he is, who knows? But where's the warrant out for slow Biden? Where's the warrant out for Zelensky for accepting these weapons? Nothing. Crickets. Oh, okay. So we see who's running, who's controlling what. But the hypocrites, man, is like a ship in a storm. I'll just let you know, man, as long as we see hypocritical natures happening within America, man, this place is going to continually get rocked. China's military is leading the world in a brain neurostrike weapons report. Listen, this is information. Y'all heard a couple of the songs I play on the intro sometimes. And we talked about, and this is from 1998, one of the songs we had, talking about there's a song called Reciprocal. I haven't played it on here yet, but I talked about microwave towers, and there's another one about there's another song we did talking about microwave towers. I brought it up before too. And they talk about the Havana syndrome. I brought out that information too about microwave towers affecting the bodies of people in U.S. embassies in Cuba. Now we're seeing this information coming up, and that information about the microwave towers, uh, we've been talking about that since like 94, 5, 6, somewhere around there. I can't recall. But at that time, it's looked at as, man, you crazy. What are you talking about? This is at the height, or this is at the beginning stages of cell phones coming out, the cell towers now being more visible. They were disguising them as trees. But the fact that knowing that these invisible weapons that you can't see, a bullet, rocket missile coming at you, Esau is utilizing the same technology. He's been utilizing it for years. Now they're throwing it on the Chinese, saying, "Oh, they're the ones that came up with it." Listen to this, so we understand and know what's going on. Okay. Uh, China's People Liberation Army is developing high technology weapons designed to disrupt brain functions and influence government leaders or entire populations. How can they create weapons that will influence your thought patterns? That can show you and tell you what to do, make you act out of order. China has not been developing no high technology weapons, but Esau's been dealing with MK Ultra. I know many of y'all heard about that. If you have not, look up MK Ultra. Just real quick. And it's Wikipedia, but there's movies on it. If you seen Manchurian Candidate, that was similar to what they're talking about with MK Ultra, with Denzel. Drug experiments, LSD, acid. That Esau been experimenting with drug, and that's why we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the weed and all the other stuff, man. Esau has been heavily into drug experimentation, man. Social experiments, dealing with the mental for a long time. Project MK Ultra was an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency and intended to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used during interrogations to weaken people and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. Now that's just a drug, but they have technologies, man, that can tamper with the thought patterns of people, influence thought, um, infiltrate your dreams, all kind of implant thoughts into you, dream, all kind of stuff, man. Stuff I've tapped on in times past, but believe you me, if you go down the rabbit hole, you see all kind of information Esau's got. China now is got a hold of this information, and now they're utilizing it, and they're saying that they're going to influence government leaders and entire populations. So when you start looking at it, and you're seeing, like, for instance, and I use movie references just to create a visual. Not to say everything you see in the movies is true, but a lot of times you do see things that are true, or Esau is giving you a preview. When you see that first movie, The Kingsman, and Samuel Jackson is like the mad scientist and or the big time investor, and he's kind of playing his character after Russell Simmons. He's trying to look like act like a Russell Simmons for whatever reason. I don't know what Russell Simmons or that type of character has to do with what he was doing, but it was similar to that. But anyway, if y'all seen The Kingsman, you've seen how they utilized uh, cell phones and a signal that once it hit the phones, it made people get violent and go crazy, and everybody was wilding out to create pandemonium so that they can go ahead and try to control the population. Once all hell breaks loose, they come back with the solution on how to get people back in line. But they're the ones who start everything, right? So when you start seeing, man, vast populations, especially within our neighborhoods, man, carrying out random shootings, turning up on Juneteenth, turning up on July 4th, everybody acting a damn fool. And then you wonder, like, what is wrong with people? People just randomly. I was just going into the store yesterday, and it's a donut shop right there, and it's a young Jake. He couldn't have been, but in his 20s, skateboard. He's standing right there talking to himself, and he's seeing a sign on there talking about fresh hot coffee. He's pointing at the window, go, they got fresh hot coffee. Damn, can't they? He talking to himself because he sees something talking about fresh hot coffee. And I'm saying, is this little dude, if he's on drugs or just spirits on him? But it's just going to show you that, man, Esau is manipulating and has a technology to manipulate the minds of people, man. And this is what you talk about, mass brainwashing. He's practicing these things. Moab is out here trying to affect the information. But notice it said that they could control governments and populations. See, this is why we have to be locked into the spirit of the Lord, man. Our guideline has to be the scriptures, because that's one of our only defenses. Hebrews 4:12, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. The Most High and the word of the Lord, man, is the only thing that's going to help us know right, wrong, the intents of the heart. That's our balance. That's what helps us cut out these attacks that the so-called white man and these heathen men, they're going to be utilizing against people. People are going to be doing things out of their character, out of their nature, because they're going to hit the activating switch. It's going to be locked into some sort of technology that's already, been acclimated into our lives. Put the phone to your ear. Next thing you know, you're acting a damn fool. So we have to be locked in to the spirit of the Lord, man. And really, that's the only defenses that we have when dealing with this damn devil. Dealing with this devil. Ephesians 6, that was Hebrews 4. Ephesians 6:11 says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. That's the only way we stand against the wiles of the devil, man. All of this technology is wicked inventions and everything else. We ain't locked into the spirit, man. If we're not locked into the word of the Lord, man, you can forget about it. You can forget about it, man. This devil's on a whole nother level. That's why it's so asinine, man, to think, Negroes out there, man, running around marching, and what's the name of that dude, man? He ended up getting locked up. Grandmaster Jay, not NFL, and what was it? Not giving the F Foundation or whatever. Where are they at? That was a nice little, movement real quick, man. Next, they all disappeared. They was marching down in Georgia, strapped up, everybody wearing black, and then he jumped out trying to say he was an Israelite, and Jakes was like, "What? Hold on, you're not Israel, man. You're not a law observing, faith-based Israelite. By bloodline, maybe." There was a couple cats in that crowd, man, that was walking, marching with him, have fringes on. But he definitely was out there when that was going down. If y'all remember, he ran out talking about he was an Israelite and all this other stuff. Then he ended up getting locked up for pointing a gun at a police station or something, or a police officer or something like that. But we're in a spiritual war. It means the unseen is coming at us, man. But we got to, maintain and see where these spirits are coming from. The wiles of the devil, the attacks is here. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. The spirit of wickedness is floating all around this earth, man. We see it from the attacks on gender. We see it from the attacks on righteousness and those of us who's keeping the law and the faith of Hamashiach Yahushai. We see the attacks that's happening through the brainwashing of media. We're seeing it through politics. There's a lot of spiritual wickedness going on, man. There's a lot of things that's plaguing and troubling the minds of our people. The distractions, the depression, all the mental health issues that's going on. This is all spiritual wickedness, man. These are all legions of demons, man, that's out there. And the only way that we can maintain is to clutch hold to the sword that we call the Bible and learn how to grasp onto these principles. of girding ourselves up with the protection of the Most High through the Spirit of Christ. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. It didn't say some, a few. It didn't say, it said all of the fiery darts of the wicked man will be able to withstand from the poisonings, persecutions, neurostrike weapons. The faithful of the Lord, man, is going to be able to stand in that day because he's going to use everything he can. So again, we've been talking about this since at least on record 98, but even prior to that. Yeah, subsequently, there you go. He pointed a gun at a federal agent. There you go. That was it. But it's the only thing. Open source intelligence. Let me finish reading. Chinese People Liberation Army is developing high technology weapons designed to disrupt brain functions and influence government leaders or entire populations, according to a report by 3 open source intelligence analysis. The weapons can be used to directly attack or control brains using microwave or other directed energy weapons. You know what? Microwave or brain. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, now look. I don't know if this is even gonna come through. See, because of this damn green screen thing, whatever. But in my hand, I don't know if y'all can see this. I don't know how this whole thing works with the damn camera, but you see this shit? Oh, I almost had it. Almost had it. My apologies, y'all. I don't know how this whole thing works, but see that microwave towers, a higher form of killing. This is documentation from like 90. I think this. We had this information back in. Where is this at? I'm trying to see the date. I can't even remember the date. But again, been on record, man, since 98 saying this. I'm gonna read one section on here. It says, have you noticed these light blue colored towers mysteriously popping up in your neighborhood? These towers transmit ELF, extreme low frequency microwaves. With today's technology, microwave signals can be used to directly manipulate states of consciousness in humans, which means the microwaves could produce schizophrenic-like behavior as well as amnesia. It was it was under a project called Project Slammer. Project Slammer by the CIA and FBI. The references is a book called The Body Electric in 1985 by Robert Becker. The Zapping of America, Microwaves, Their Deadly Risk and the Cover-Up, 1977 by Paul Broder. The Matrix 3 was another book in 92. Matrix 3, that book was about this thick with all kind of information in there. World Health Organization 1987 put out information about microwave fields, but the microwave towers was one thing that they were dealing with for years on end. Okay. And we've been talking about that for years now. Like I said, the white man, he knows how to put everybody to sleep, and then he pops it up later. So now they're coming out acknowledging that this stuff is real. China's People Liberation Army is developing high technology weapons designed to disrupt brain functions and influence government leaders or entire populations, according to a report by 3 open source intelligence analysts. The weapons can be used to directly attack or control brains using microwave or other directed energy weapons and handheld guns or larger weapons firing electromagnetic beams. You can't see them. For those that use if you're using a microwave, man, can you see the radioactive heat that's cooking your food from the inside out or heating it up from the inside? You can't see it. This is the type of things they're gonna be utilizing, man. They got sound wave weapons, man, that can render you helpless just by hitting a damn button. So for Jake's running around, man, strapping up, running around thinking you finna go to war with the white man, you can forget about it, man. You got stuff you can't see, stuff that you like to eat. It's gonna get you put to death. This dude's on a whole nother level, man. When the Most High said that he was going to live by the sword, his weaponry, best believe, he done scoped and scanned every scope of the imagination when it comes down to destruction, death, turmoil. Okay. Using microwave and other direct energy weapons, firing electromagnetic beams, adding that the danger of China's brain warfare weapons prior to or during a conflict is no longer theoretical. Unknown to many, the Chinese Communist Party and its People Liberation Army have established themselves as world leaders in the development of neurostrike weapons, according to a 12-page report enumerating, targeting, and collapsing the Chinese Communist Party's neurostrike program. A copy of the study was obtained by the Washington Times. So, this information out there, Esau's been had this stuff. He's just now letting Moab use it because he knows Moab will use it against his own people because they're subservient and they're going to do whatever. Moab is always like the Petri dish, man. He's always the experimental. They're going to use him to test it on his own before they break loose and let it loose on us. So know that that's out there, man. They already got it built up. They're ready to rock. This is going to be another weapon that they utilize against us. China is in default on $1 trillion in debt to U.S. bondholders. Will the U.S. force repayment? So China is already told the U.S., man, we owe you trillions and we ain't paying. What you gonna do about it? But see, this is where the relationship kicks in, where Esau will tell them, hey, well, use these weapons, use this information on your people, man. Utilize lockdowns, utilize all the stuff so we can see how it goes, and we'll forgive your debt, or we'll let you, prolong the debt bonds that you bought. I mean, if America is multi-trillion dollars in debt, can they afford not to get their money back from anybody? Unless they got some secret deals going on behind closed doors with China letting them get away with stuff. Look, every country should pay its sovereign debt. Default, we are told, is not an option. But has anyone told China? The United States pays interest on approximately $850 billion in debt held by the People's Republic of China. China, however, is currently in default on the sovereign debt held by American bondholders. So China ain't paying. America's paying China. China ain't paying them back. Something ain't right. So man, Esau is not letting him get away with holding money unless he's got something else going on with China that we don't know about. See, on the front cover, man, they make it look like everything is about war, but they still got money deals going on behind closed doors, man. China's still ordering and buying up land over here. They still hold debt, hold America hostage with debt, $850 billion worth. But when it's time for them to pay back, man, America lets them slide because they got them doing stuff that they're experimentally using on their people, man. They, who did they use to spark this whole health crisis that we had the last 3 years? And what came up out of that? What new laws and what new control means that were they able to utilize here in America now? Which is more valuable? Getting back some money or being able to fully control the whole damn world? By changing policies and doing all kind of stuff and bearing down threats and, getting a greater control and grasp of media and information. And all they had to do is blame them. They tell me, you take the blame, but we're going to not let this crisis go to waste. And we're going to go ahead on and start changing life as we know it. And again, not for the better. So in my estimation, they only let them get away with this money because they're utilizing them for other means. Oh, look at this creature, man. This is good Lord. I know y'all seen this, man. But this dude right here, this is what they out here protesting, marching, fighting, striking, acting a damn fool in these streets for. Again, where's Black Lives Matter? Where's all of these so-called Pan-African and black groups that care about our people? When it's these types, no problem, huh? Nobody's gonna speak out against it. Matter of fact, I heard that they even were going out there criticizing the New York Times, New York Post, and other publications for calling this individual by his actual gender, which is a he, and not acknowledging him being as a transgender female. They were more concerned about him being misgendered than the fact that he killed five black men. Gunmen arrested for, and one of which was a teenager. See, gunmen arrested for Philadelphia mass shooting that left 5 dead is BLM activists who wore women's clothes sources. And you notice too, man, anytime that there's mass shootings, because we've seen them just this week alone, everyone hit so-called black neighborhoods or black events. You don't see these white folks running out here talking about we gotta, ban guns and stop the gun. We need gun control, this, that, and that. Where are they at? But let it be one of their own. When the school gets shot up by somebody, a concert, movie theater, they be quick to run out to these damn streets and these political streets and get their faces on TV talking about how much gun control they knew because white lives are being put to death. But anytime some Jakes get put to death, man, they ain't trying to stop them guns. They ain't going out protesting and marching and talking about restricting the laws, and they could care less, man. Niggas killing niggas is normal routine, man. It's cost of doing business in America. So the Transformers, man, have been responsible for multiple mass shootings this year alone. Hey, but nobody's out there speaking on them, huh? Why? Because this damn heathen ass demon killed his own. They don't care. Or is it because he had a problem with so-called black men? Self-hate, maybe? The rifle-wielding suspect who donned a bulletproof vest before allegedly shooting dead 5 men and injuring 2 children in Philadelphia has been identified as a Black Lives Matter supporter who shared gun-toting memes on social media. Kim Brady Carricker, 40, who was nabbed shortly after the bloodshed in the city's King Sessing neighborhood Monday night, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported, citing sources. Cops haven't yet publicly disclosed the suspect's identity. Well, here he is now. Why didn't they shoot? You're hearing about this mass shooter, everything going down. They just got to letting out the body cam footage of the shooter that shot up the mall earlier this year. They shot him dead. And another thing, it was a dang Jake cop that was responsible for taking down that 10 tribe cat that shot up the mall. Do you see him getting paraded around as a hero? If he's a white man, they'd have been parading his ass around talking about how brave he was and how, fearless he was and how he saved, hundreds of lives and put his life on the line and, no Purple Heart, no award, none of that. So-called Negro man, the Jake pulled up, ran damn near 5 blocks or more to get over there, told the cab man drop the gun. He still didn't comply, shot him down. You don't see him being paraded around as a hero. That's why our people need to get the hell up out this foolishness that this system provides, because you're not getting rewarded for what you're doing and what you sacrifice. See, you are not getting rewarded for that. They will celebrate the fact that a Negro killed a Hispanic man, and that was it. This little wicked demon, big, 5-head creature over here, man, and killed up 5 Jakes, injured 2 children. But as long as he can throw some socks in the bra and parade around and say that his name is Kim Brady, oh, it's all good. They pull up on him in the midst of him still shooting or him still having a gun. They didn't shoot him down. They took him in with no problem. Say, hey, man, good job. Good job. We'll let you live. We'll put you in protective custody, man. You come on in. You can go live. You can live as Kim Brady, man. You can let the sodomites, go in there, man, and live as a sodomite, man. Carry out your sexual fantasies with the dudes in the pen and everything. You'll be fine. I mean, this is what goes on, man. On his Facebook page, Carrigan posted 2 pictures of himself wearing a bra, a woman's top, and earrings with his hair braided long in March, 3 months before the alleged shooting, man. This is disgusting, man. I think they said that this was, where's that article at? Give me 1 second, y'all. Damn, I didn't put it up in here. Oh, here it go. Here it go. I didn't have it in order. But look at it. Rash of mass shootings kills 10 in the U.S. ahead of the 4th of July holiday. So everybody knows all of the mass shootings that happened leading up into, these mass shootings, right? See, this is the problem, man. Our people love wickedness so damn much. And as much as we go out there and tell them, in my estimation, I say, man, look, if you ain't learned your lesson by now to stay away from these damn wicked ass events that don't have nothing to do with you, nothing have to do with your culture, or not biblical, then you deserve to be victimized out there. Maybe these will be more precautionary to tell our people, you know what? Next year, I ain't going to Juneteenth, man. I value my life a little bit more. I'm not going to the 4th of July barbecue, the cookout. I'm not going to the block party. I'm cool. Maybe that should start sinking into our people's minds, man. These places are not places that you need to be. 1 Peter 4:17, because the Most High says this, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? So if the Most High is laying down judgment within Israel now, he said, imagine what the judgment is going to be like for those who don't obey the gospel of the Most High. You talking about going to hell with gasoline draws on, man? Even worse. So the Most High is beginning to put judgment out on Israel, putting judgment down on our people, man. And hopefully this is more of a cognitive effort for our people to say, you know what, I'm not doing that no more. Juneteenth, just a month before, Jakes was turning up. Multiple people getting shot at different events in Juneteenth. Keep going to these damn events and these little gatherings that Negroes think they need to be celebrating. Nah, we still slaves, man. What are you worried about Juneteenth for? We're still in servitude. We're still not able to, claim our righteous identity without opposition, without, groups like the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center coming out saying that we're a hate group, trying to discredit us, rolling out urban apologists, rolling out, the Pan-Africans and the damn Kemet community and everybody, rolling out all the nations and the heathens, trying to come against us, telling us, no, you're not the people. No, we don't have to keep the law. No, you guys are liars. No, you guys are a hate group. Constantly battling to try to maintain our own identity, man, and backing it up with the Holy Scripture. Constantly at fighting that war, man. Own nothing, have nothing, be happy. We've been living that life. Do you understand? We're talking about this great reset and Klaus Schwab and talking about the World Economic Forum and world taking over. And now he comes out saying, oh, part of their slogan is you're going to own nothing, have nothing, and be happy. That's the life of a slave. We've been living that life. Owning nothing, having nothing, and being happy, man. That's the curses of Deuteronomy. When one of the curses say, verse 48, man, you're going to go to your enemy and want of all things. That's pure slavery, man. Food, drink, clothes, it said, and in want of all things. Own nothing, have nothing, and be happy. You know how many times there were slave revolts and how many of our people didn't partake? There were plenty of people that turned down Harriet Tubman and said, we're not going in that Underground Railroad. We're staying right where we're at. When you've got Stockholm syndrome running rampant within our people, that's already happening with our people. We're still just satisfied, man, giving us a little day. Oh, Juneteenth. Oh, we got to share it with Pride Month. We got to share it with them. Okay, fine. We'll take it. And then we get together and then start shooting each other up on these damn events. That's supposed to be celebrating our liberation. Oh, we're supposed to be talking about slavery ending in Texas. Finally. How do our people carry it out? In pure evil and wickedness, man. July 4th, that wasn't our independence, but guess what? We'll find a way to, kill and shoot each other up. They'll wind up and get into the minds of one of the Transformers and let him run out there and go shoot up and massacre our people. See, mass shootings in Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Fort Worth claim the lives of 10 people ahead of the 4th of July holiday. Chicago added to the list. I forgot how many died in Chicago this week. Officials said a grim illustration of the United States' decades-long failure to curb gun-fueled violence. So everybody's seeing what was going on with the and chronicling this happening all the time. We're gonna get to them in a minute, right? So this is everything that's been going on in our people, man, and we're quick to run out there, but know that the Most High said that judgment is gonna happen at the house of the Lord first, man. So we're gonna see plenty of our people getting caught up in these events, getting put to death. So steer clear of those things. So, but while we're on the Transformer movement, man, I'm always gonna throw them in the mix. Look at this. CDC accused of blurring politics and science over advice that suggests trans women can safely breastfeed, but fails to mention health risks to a baby. Did you hear that? Remember, they changed the wording from breastfeed to chest feed now. Women should be outraged that your biological nature that the Most High gave you. Look, we know the scriptures talk about weaning, breastfeeding. I know it's not Friday Night Lights, but y'all be mature about this, all right? Be mature about this. Calm down over there. Proverbs 5:19 says, "Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe." Speaking about a woman in her relation to her man. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. Listen, this is the nature that the Most High laid between male and female. How the hell can some trans man, some transformer, let his breast satisfy thee at all times? I mean, what are we talking about? And now the CDC is out here getting caught up, blurring the lines with politics and science, saying that trans women can safely breastfeed. How? As Kanye would say, how, Sway? Not without them giving them all kind of damn drugs and jacking them up. Now all of a sudden, they're talking about transformer men can chest feed because they don't have breasts. It's chest. Good Lord. See, this is the confusion. U.S. officials were criticized today for advocating that trans women can breastfeed without highlighting the health risks to the baby because they don't care about the baby. Several information pages on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website appear to endorse chest feeding. Chest feeding, a term used to describe feeding an infant milk directly from the breast by trans and non-binary parents. One section titled Health Equity Considerations claims an individual does not need to have given birth to breastfeed or chest feed, man. Give me a break. This is Babylon for you. And look, here's the creatures right here. I mean, look at their faces, man. You telling me that these are sane individuals? Look at the damn baby, man. Esau is the damn devil, man. Good Lord. Look at this thing. Looking like something out of a damn Muppets movie or something. It's a dude. And he's acting like he got... And look at this guy. Chest feed. If you see the baby's face, the baby is squinting like it is hurting being smothered, like it's suffocating. I don't know if y'all can see the eyes, but his eyes are squinting like he's being suffocated, man. Unreal. These are the creatures, man, that's trying to run the world right now and telling you what you can and can't do. Look at it. Transgender parents who've had breast surgery, breastfeed. No, let me read this one more time. Here's the question from the CDC. Can transgender parents who have had breast surgery breastfeed or chest feed their infants? Yes. Some transgender parents who have had breast or top surgery may wish to breastfeed or chest feed, a term used by some transgender and non binary parents, their infants. Healthcare providers working with these families should be familiar with medical, emotional, and social aspects of gender transitions to provide optimal family centered care and meet the nutritional needs of the infant. These families may need help with the following: maximizing milk production, supplementing with pasteurized donor milk or formula, medication to induce lactation or avoid medications that inhibit I don't even want to read any more of this before I'm about to throw up. They're giving you they're giving men medication, man, to help them lactate with poisoned milk. Good Lord. Remember that transgender, non-binary gendered individuals may give birth and breastfeed or feed at the chest. Individuals does not need to have given birth to breastfeed or chest feed. This is part of the mad scientist nature and the God complex that the so-called white man has. When he says, man, you can be born a man, but I can make you a woman. I'm a creator. You don't have to worry about the Most High Yahweh. He's the creator. Yeah, but I'm equal to him. I can do what you want. I'm the genie in the bottle, man. You're a man. You want breast? I can give you breast, and I can give you some meds that's gonna be able to help you lactate, man. You're gonna get some poison milk come up out of there, man, so you can poison your baby. Don't worry about it. I mean, this is unreal. Look at this creature. And here's one trans woman starting a GoFundMe page to be able to lactate and give trans milk to babies. I had the TikTok, man. This dude looking like he's on meth. Teeth look like he got fangs. Piercings all over the place. And he's out here talking about how excited he is. He started his treatment. He wants to be able to lactate so he can give away. He doesn't have no baby. He wants to give away his milk to mothers who are unable to produce milk and lactate. He wants to donate this poison milk to the babies. He's so excited. If I had the video, I would have played it. But it's for time's sake, man. Just take my word for it, man. It appears that Twitter users are continuing onwards with their battle against the trans community. Recent libs of TikTok shared a viral video. Apparently, a trans woman is planning to start a GoFundMe page in order to afford breast pumps in order for her to lactate. In the video, seems that she wants an option for children to have transgender milk. I'll pass. And the dude's out here begging for talking about he's about to get a GoFundMe going so he can get up some money so he can get some powerful pumps to get this milk out to the public, man. It's trans milk is what he's calling it. Look at this, man. All right, we got to move on from that. We all stand together. Sacramento Jewish and LGBTQ plus HIV community show solidarity amid hate. Look who's coming together. Look who needed to find a new partner in crime. Sacramento Jewish community. Now they come together with the LGBTQ plus community in solidarity. I mean, at what point in time are they supposed to be upholding the law? Oh, they don't. Oh, okay. Revelation 2:9. I know them would say they're Jews and are not, but do lie. I mean, this is more evidence. How could they uphold the Torah and stand in solidarity with the same people who would have been doing this in Genesis 19 in Sodom and Gomorrah and got destroyed? I mean, these people claim that they are the people of the Lord, right? How so? When they're marching with the damn... Come on, man. This is all a joke. Meanwhile, we're standing on the principles of the scriptures, man. Following the laws and the commandments, teaching repentance, getting our people to wake up, and we getting ridiculed and we getting hated on. But the frauds can go out there and they can do this type of stuff, man. They get celebrated. Yeah, this is how you know, man. We're in a bizarre world. Now I don't know if this is capping. I mean, I don't know if this guy is doing this for clout, if this is real or not. But this is how far the world has gone. Transgender woman with a beard. Just the fact that I just had to read that. Transgender woman with a beard is now a lesbian. Is it transphobic if lesbians refuse to date a trans man, a trans woman? I mean, because now there's a whole strife going on amongst the lesbian community because men are now saying that they're trans so that they can get dates with these women. And the lesbians are saying, no, we don't date men. And now they're saying, oh, well, are you transphobic then? Because I'm not a man, I'm a trans. And now it's a whole confusion going on in there. It's wild. It is wild going on over there, man. This is the foolishness. Let me see if I can get the video up. Look at this guy. I can't tell if he's doing this as a joke or if he.
And we absolutely love each other.
Let me play this back. Watch this guy. Tell me. Here the question is: are you gay or trans? Right? Listen to him.
You can be both. I'm both, actually. I am a trans woman and I have a cisgender girlfriend. We are in a lesbian relationship and we absolutely love each other. She says she supports me 100% and we're going to get married soon.
So I can't tell because it's TikTok. There's always some goofy going on. This dude says you can be both. He's a trans woman.
You can be both. I'm both, actually. I am a trans woman and
Now he says he's a trans woman and he's married to, I mean, his woman is cisgender. And why these damn labels is ridiculous. Cisgender just means that she's a woman that identifies as a woman. Cisgender is somebody who identifies as their biological birth. Bottom line, you're born a man, you're born a boy, you're a boy, born a girl, you're a girl. So in other words, he's saying he's married or his girlfriend is a straight woman, but he's a trans woman. And they're getting ready to get married, and his woman is fine with how he's living. I don't know if he's doing this as a joke, because in reality, if you wipe off the lipstick and take off the eyeliner, he's the damn dude with a beard with a woman. Nobody would think differently. I don't know if he's just clowning how ridiculous it sounds or just adding more confusion, or if it's real. I don't know. This is how ridiculous it is. But he's saying that he's a trans woman married to a straight woman, and they get married, and you can be both.
I have a cisgender girlfriend. We are in a lesbian relationship, and
he said they're in a lesbian relationship. Oh my God.
We absolutely love each other. She says she supports me 100%, and we're gonna get married soon.
Okay,
you can be both.
This is the madness that's going on out there, right? So this is the struggle that's going on amongst the lesbian community because they're saying that those that can't get regular women out there now are joining the ranks of the LGBTQ plus HIV community, claiming to be trans, and now they're coming on to them, chasing them down at the gay bars and all of that, and they turning them down, saying no because we don't date men, and they're like, wait a minute. You're supposed to be, you're transphobic because now I'm not a man, I'm trans. Give me some action. I'm so glad I'm not in the damn world, man. I know y'all are too, man, because this is the type of folly that's happening out there. Look at this. Red, white, and who? This just goes to show you, man, that our people just following the crowd and have no idea what's going on. Americans are just realizing the true meaning of Independence Day. Only 59% know the real history of 4th of July. So you're saying that 41% of the people, man, have no idea what they're doing when they're running out there. And you know a lot of that is Jake. Jake's all they think about is it's a day off work, day to barbecue, day for family to come together. We don't care about the history. Who cares about all that other stuff? We're just following the crowd. What's the most I say about that, man? We're just following tradition. Thou shalt not, Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause of decline after many rest of judgment. Main part is not following a multitude to do evil, being ignorant and just going about your way because you think that that's what we're supposed to be doing is wrong. And that's why the Most High is laying down judgment on our people because we run around there being ignorant. So what the Most High say, Hosea 4 and 6, the classic scripture. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of the Lord thy power. I will also forget thy children. So when kids are getting shot in the street, individuals getting killed at these events and all of the other stuff, the Most High said, well, that's what you get for lacking knowledge. That's what you get for following along with the crowd. That's what you get for being ignorant and not doing your research, because if you did, you realize 1776, we were still slaves. There was no independence for you. This had nothing to do with you. You were still being called boy. You were still getting lynched and hung. Your wife was still getting raped in front of your face. What are you celebrating? Native American populations were already being wiped out and destroyed, being thrown on plantations. What are you celebrating for? See? Job 31, let's read 33. It says, if I covered my transgressions as Adam by hiding my iniquity in my bosom, did I fear a great multitude, or did the contempt of families terrify me? This is Job's testimony. Job is saying, man, I didn't cover my transgressions like Adam. I'm standing on everything and any judgment that the Most High put before me. If he's going to stand through the judgment of the Lord, dealing with all of the afflictions that Job went through, he's giving his rundown. He said, man, I didn't cover my transgressions. Adam hiding his iniquity. He's being transparent for the Most High to deal with him and judge him accordingly. He said, did I fear a great multitude, or did the contempt of families terrify me? That's the point that our people need to come to. It's not being concerned about you telling your family, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. I'm not coming to the 4th of July dinner. Look at what Job did. He said he didn't fear the great multitude, saying, oh, well, everybody's going, we're going here. We're going to go celebrate this. We're popping the fireworks. And no, I'm not doing it. I'm cool. And not fear the judgment of being rejected by your family and your friends and being looked at as isolated as, oh, you're in a cult. You're the one in the cult following after some foolishness that you have no idea what it's about. Following along without knowledge. Did I fear a great multitude, or did the contempt of families terrify me, that I kept silence and went not out of the door? See, Job is saying, man, I'm not going out the door. Keeping silence and I'm all right. Yeah, no, that's not part of my life no more. That's what our people are supposed to be doing. Breaking free from the chains of ignorance. But the article clearly says it, man. Almost half the damn people don't even know what 4th of July is about. And look at the perfect picture, man. Two damn nigglets over here, man, celebrating with their enemy. The perfect picture, man. Acting as if this is the day that blacks and whites came together. Subscription Proverbs I want. Yeah, here we go. Proverbs 16 and 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Most High Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. See, they try to show this little fake propaganda picture, man. Oh, they're joining hand in hand. Oh, the pride of America, man. We finally got their independence, so we can light fireworks and the Star Spangled Banner playing in the background. They got the red, white, and blue hats on. The Jake got on the damn tie with the flag decoration. I mean, this is the foolishness that's going on. Thinking, oh, it's a time for America to come together. We're one. We're unified. No, the Lord said, when you join in hands with the wicked, you're not going to go unpunished. Just by ignorantly following along with this. And this is why we see that the Most High had to lay down judgment on our people, man, because we continually follow along with the folly. Following along with it. Ben and Jerry's customers call for boycott after woke ice cream makers' July 4th message demanding the U.S. return stolen indigenous land, starting with Mount Rushmore to the Lakota. Did you hear that? Ben and Jerry's customers are calling for a boycott because they told the truth. Look at this. Ben and Jerry. I didn't put this in here. Ben and Jerry's Unilever. Now just look at this. Unilever is the parent company that owns Ben and Jerry's. They lost $2 billion in a day over this boycott because the owner of Ben and Jerry's said that on 4th of July, man, we need to recognize that America stole the land from the Indians. We need to start giving this land back. All the damn Edomites that loved them some Ben and Jerry's and ran across, man, the heathen, everybody ran out there and said boycott it. This is no different than the damn boycotts that they did when the Transformers was out there advertising Bud Light and all that other stuff, man. This is ridiculous. This is how you know, man. You can the heathen got here getting persecuted. Can you imagine for us speaking the truth? I mean, what lie did he tell? America isn't on stolen land? What are we talking about? Habakkuk. Let me see here. I don't even want to misspell it. Habakkuk or Habakkuk, however you want to pronounce his name. Chapter 2 in verse 12. It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity." How did the white man establish this place? How did he build up these towns? How many people did he slaughter? How many people did he trick and deceive? How many people did he lynch, hang, burn, use as alligator bait? I mean, you name it. We know the history, man. There's one remaining survivor that, to my knowledge, as of right now, that was there during Black Wall Street. She got honored a year or so ago on the anniversary. Many others don't live to tell the tale. You know how many black cities are underwater right now? Central Park used to be a black owned city. That's they built on top of that. There's another Lake Rainier in Georgia. That town got flooded out, sabotaged by the so-called white man. They take it over and rebuild it. You just seen the family over there in Huntington Beach. Took them over 100 years for them to get back their land, and then they ended up having to celebrate back because they couldn't do nothing with it because of the zoning and everything else that Esau done put up on there. I mean, this is the type of stuff that we got to deal with. And then when Ben and Jerry's owner pops up and says, "Hey, you know what? We need to recognize that this land is stolen and need to start, giving it back to the Native Americans slowly but surely." They react and say, "Boycott this damn sellout. Boycott this damn heathen for trying to, tell the truth. How dare he?" See, these are instances that, brothers, especially if you teach them, man, you got to take these things out, utilize this information, man, and show them, because as much as the so-called white man says, "Hey, leave us alone. That was in the past. We're not doing," they're still aiding and abetting crimes. They're still not willing to rectify their wrongs. The Most High is fair. Isaiah 26:10 says, "Let favor be shown to the wicked." The Most High said he'll give you opportunity to make it right. Owner of Ben and Jerry's pops out and says, "Hey, here's an idea, guys. This isn't our land. We stole this. You know that there was people here, man. We did them wrong. Mount Rushmore up there, man. Nothing but, white heads carved out, new idols that they made up here. Doesn't represent the people of the land, man. The Lakota people. Maybe we should, give that back and rectify our wrongs." How did they respond? Boycott, $2 billion in revenue lost. Most High said, "Hey, well, we try to show favor to the wicked, but what? Yet will he not learn righteousness." He won't do the right thing. You can give them chance after chance after chance, and they will not do the right thing. And the right thing means fully submitting to the word of the Most High. They ain't going to do it. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. Case in point. So Ben and Jerry's, the ice cream owner, he tried to make right, and his own people, man, came back and slammed him and chopped them under the legs. Within a day, $2 billion of revenue they already wiped off the books. And this is just a tweet. Just by tweeting this, it wasn't like he went and started a petition with funding and help. All he did was put out a tweet, and that's what came back to him. This is the 4th of July. It's high time that we recognize that the U.S. exists on stolen indigenous land and commit to returning it. The company's account tweeted. Outrage was swift on social media, with many disgusted by what they saw as anti-American sentiment on a day meant to celebrate the United States. See this? The ice cream giant, now owned by British multinational Unilever, has long supported far-left causes, often with dedicated ice cream flavors. There you go. Don't say anything against America, man. Don't bring up his dirty past. Don't bring up his wickedness. Or else. Hillary Clinton headlines a list of speakers for the NAACP National Convention in Boston. Well, isn't that nice? The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I mean, by the way, since when were we still being calling ourselves colored? I mean, where's the advancement at? This is a highly funded Edomite, propaganda machine. The NAACP, so-called white man, is one of his biggest funders. Still utilizing the term "colored people," leaving our people in ignorance, and allowing Hillary Clinton, the damn wicked witch of the West, to be a keynote speaker. It's the same woman in '94 said that the black people are super predators and need to be brought to heel. That's the same woman who was on her campaign trail when she was at Power 106, and they asked her what's one of the things that she doesn't leave her house without in her purse. And because she's on an urban radio station, she says hot sauce. Because you niggas love hot sauce, huh? Guaranteed she ain't got no damn hot sauce in her purse. But she says hot sauce. Constantly stereotyping. I mean, can we talk about the Clinton Foundation and what they did with the donations in Haiti? Where's the money at? We know all of the evil, all the wickedness that they've done. Just the Clintons alone. And the NAACP wants to make sure that they get her up there to spew some BS out of them two slits in her face that they call lips. So she can go out there and talk about black causes, man. Give me a damn break. This is the coonery that happens within our people, man. Still honoring and still propping up our oppressor, allowing them platforms to speak when they've already exposed their true feelings about us. Social credit, bank blocks account for parents organized opposed to child transgenderism. This is just what we're talking about when we're dealing with the digital currency systems, the push buttons. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. This is moving into social credit scores. What you can and can't say. We just seen the law last week. It's getting pushed up to the governor to get signed over in Michigan, that you cannot say anything about or against or whatever against the Transformers in their community, or it's considered hate speech, 5 years in jail, fines, all kind of madness. California, if you don't agree or you don't allow your child to transform or be a part of the propaganda or be a part of the oppressive lies, they can take your child from you. Now they're talking about banks blocking a parents organization that is against Transformers. So now they're leading up into your bank accounts being subdued. If you don't, this is part of accepting the mark, if you know what I'm talking about. This is why we talk about when it's more than just a physical something coming up in you. And that ain't even it. It's the compromising of sin and unrighteousness and accepting the ways of the beast. Now imagine if you're a quote unquote Israelite organization and they say, listen, you've been through 5 million banks. You're trying to help keep your banking and your accounting and your funding of your operation in order. And they say, well, the only thing that you can do, your cash ain't working no more. You have to be a part of the digital system. This is the last bank that's allowing you. And the only thing you got to do is stop teaching, stop talking against Leviticus 18:22, Leviticus 20:13, no more Romans 1, no more talking about sodomite, erase Genesis 19 off of your teaching. Don't speak on it anymore, and you can have this bank account. You can be accepted in. That's accepting. This is the type of stuff that they're doing. A parents' organization was reportedly prevented from opening an account with Metro Bank over opposition to allowing children to undergo life-altering transgender medical procedures. And the latest revelation, the British banks banning customers for their political views. And that's going to spread all over. This is why they want everybody consolidated into a digital system of banking so that they can control what you can and can't do, what you can and can't spend, when they can fine you, take your money from you, do whatever. Federal Reserve announced a July launch for the Fednow service. The Fednow system is here. This is them moving in on the same thing. Look at this. We couldn't be more excited about the forthcoming Fednow launch, which will enable every participating financial institution, the smallest of the largest, and from greatest, smallest to largest, rich and poor, huh? The smallest to the largest, and from all corners of the country, to offer a modern instant payment solution, said Ken Montgomery, first vice president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and FedNow program executive. With the launch drawing near, we urge financial institutions and their industry partners to move full steam ahead with preparations to join the FedNow service. Want to see what it's about? I'll play a couple minutes of this.
In today's fast-paced world, time is money. More people, businesses, and organizations are demanding instant payments. That's why the Federal Reserve is developing the FedNow service, a safe and efficient instant payments infrastructure that will modernize the U.S. payment system. The Fednow service will give financial institutions the opportunity to innovate, enabling their customers to send and receive money in seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Funds will settle between financial institutions in real time, which means there's no buildup of interbank obligations, and end users will have access to the funds in seconds. How will the Fednow service work? Imagine the owner of a coffee shop is running low on coffee beans and needs to schedule a quick delivery. She places an order, and the coffee bean company sends her a request for payment. She responds to the request for payment and pays for the coffee beans right then and there through an app from her credit union, which uses the Fednow service. Once she initiates the payment, her credit union screens the payment and sends an ISO 20022 compliant payment message, either directly or through a service provider to the Fednow service over the Federal Reserve's FedLine network. The Fednow service instantly validates the payment message and passes it along to the coffee bean supplier's bank.
Now, if you notice, people will say, well, what's the difference? I mean, we've got Cash App, we've got Zelle, we've got PayPal, we got Venmo. We don't need. The difference is the banks, they're getting ready to coerce and get these banks to stop you because Cash App, you got to use your bank account. I think PayPal, all of them are all doing the same thing. They're going to lean on these banks to tell them use the FedNow system now. They're going to try to wean out Cash App and all the rest of them to make the banks more cooperative of using the FedNow system and be more compliant. This is why they're crashing some of these banks. They're getting rid of some of these banks, consolidating them all into one particular system. Notice JP Morgan Chase bought out one of those banks that crashed earlier this year. I mean, we haven't seen 3 banks fail in a year ever that I know of. They're talking about many of the banks now are getting ready to go under another housing market crash, not housing market crash, commercial real estate crash, which is going to put them all underwater. And guess who's got to come in there and save the day? Oh, the Fed. Same way they did 2008. They said the banks are too big to fail. Federal Reserve came in, saved the banks, printed up money. The difference this go around is going to be, we're going to save you, but you've got to be a part of this new Fed system, which means what? The middleman in the middle, the Federal Reserve is going to be in the thing is the Federal Reserve isn't even a governmental program. They call themselves the Federal Reserve, but they ain't even part of the government. But they're going to be the intermediary between the government, the banks. They're going to be the watchdog that monitors all transactions. Everything's going to have to go through the feds now. So it can't be just between credit union and bank no more. They want the Federal Reserve now, the Fednow system to come in. And of course, they're going to look at it. Oh, this great convenience. Oh, great. Yeah. Instant payment. Oh, and you saying I get that already right now to a degree. I know with Cash App, you can do it directly, but you can wait a couple of days if you want the full payment. They can take out the little fee. I think this system, I think that the fees are going to be picked up by the bank now. So little incentives is going to be given for the banks and for the people to try to transform. This is just phase one. Phase one before they go full steam ahead. I think it's like 4 or 5 different phases before they fully take over every damn thing. But if you can see the pattern, you see the way that's happening with the economy. You see what's happening with these banks all crumbling and having issues, and their savior is always the Fed.
In real time, the supplier's bank confirms to the Fednow service that it intends to accept the payment, and the Fednow service debits and credits the master accounts of both the shop owners and the coffee bean supplier's financial institutions or the master accounts of their correspondents. The Fednow service also immediately sends a payment message with an advice of credit to the supplier's bank and notifies the shop owner's credit union that settlement is complete.
So I'm only that's all I'm gonna play it at. Y'all can go check it out yourself. This one says how the Fednow system will work. There's a bunch of different videos too about people talking about the dangers of the Fednow system, the introduction of the CBDC, which is the central bank digital coins, everything moving towards a cashless society. We ain't waiting no more. They've been softening us up, utilizing the different technologies. Encouraging people to stay away from, don't use the cash, use a card. Chip is in the card. Don't worry about it. Oh, we can secure it. Just download the app on your phone. Oh, now everything is tap this, swipe your watch here, use your fingerprint. I mean, biometric. Everything is based upon convenience. But the back door is they're going to monitor, control, notate, and document every little thing you do. And if you don't do what they say, you're doing something you don't like, if they monitoring your social media and they say, oh, just like they did with these people right here. See, I'm gonna show you down here. It says our duties founder Keith Jordan told the broadsheet they were notified by the bank they were not eligible for a business account because, quote, the content of your website conflicts with the culture and ideas we are pushing. So this is how they're going to monitor social media accounts, websites. What are you saying? What are you doing? These things are going to be utilized to restrict or even stop you from utilizing banking systems because you're not pushing the ideas of the beast and the great horde. That's how they're trying to line it all up. Okay. So the Fed system is here now. We need to start looking at all the means of survival within the coming years. I've given ideas on a couple of occasions in regards to, getting something solid and that you can hold on to. Silver, gold, whatever, these are institutions of payment and resources that have lasted hundreds of years, thousands of years. We read about those things in the scriptures and they're still here now. So maybe those things might continue to work. I'm not telling you what you can and can't do, but that's an idea. But it's out there. Let's continue. Look at this. Macron accused of authoritarianism after the threat to cut off social media. So all the hell and turmoil, the riots and everything that's going on in France, the president came out and said, well, one of the things he was considering doing was cutting out social media and turning off these networks so that the social media can be utilized to spread further unrest, further propaganda, further things that would lead to continuing on the riots. This just goes to show you, man, they can cut off all this stuff at any particular point in time that they want to. So when the scriptures in Amos 8:11 says there's gonna be a famine in the land, not of food and water, but of hearing the word of the Most High. This is what can and will happen when the so-called white man says enough is enough. We need to shut off the mouths of the prophets and waking their people up, man. Kill Snapchat, TikTok, kill Instagram, kill YouTube, kill Facebook. We need to shut their mouths up. And we know that this is one of the biggest avenues that has been utilized to wake our people up. They got to hear. France is a prime example of them threatening to do so. But I just letting you know, they got the kill switch. Anytime they want to click it, they can. See, Emmanuel Macron is facing backlash after threatening to cut off social media networks as a means of stopping the spread of violence during periods of unrest. Elysee officials and government ministers responded on Wednesday by insisting the president was not threatening a general blackout, but instead a quote an occasional and temporary suspension of the platforms. So we see what they have in at their disposal. Look, France set to allow police to spy through the phones. Again, they're letting it be known they already have access to our phones and information, man. Look, French police should be able to spy on suspects by remotely activating the camera, microphone, and GPS of their phones and other devices. Lawmakers agreed late Wednesday. So the devices that we've grown accustomed to, that we're all utilizing in our lives, some people addicted to, the back doors is there. That's why I always say, man, the conveniences that they have through all the apps and everything else, all the permissions that we allow. Oh, if you want this app, we need permission to access your photos, your camera, your microphone, blah, 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 blah. And you say, yeah, go ahead. Because I want to be able to utilize this particular app. Well, guess who else can tap in at any particular point in time? That they just tipped their hand and said, oops, because all hell's breaking loose over there in France, we need to pull out all the stops. So now they're letting it be known that the police can spy on you by remotely activating your camera, microphone, GPS, all of the other good stuff. That's why I always tell people, man, get you a piece of tape. They sell them on Amazon too, man, camera covers. At least you can cover them up. The microphones is what it is. They can turn your damn phone on if you turn it off. You can buy one of those little phone sleeves. You put it in the sleeve, man. It blocks people from being able to activate and get on your phone. I have one. The problem is I hardly be able to use it because I got to be at this people's disposal. You know what I'm saying? If it was up to me, if I didn't have to communicate or deal with people or counsel and stuff, man, my phone would be in that thing all the damn time. But anytime you try to call access, you get my voicemail right away. I'm not getting no text. None of that's coming through because everything gets blocked. Then after, if I take it out, turn my phone, it's some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but they got them blockers. I forgot what it's called, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But otherwise, man, I mean, they just letting it be known that when it hits the fan, they're gonna access every damn thing and turn off everything. So it ain't our phone. We just hold it, man. Judge limits Biden administration contact with social media firms. So the judge came down on slow Biden because they've been utilizing social media to influence their politics. We already seen the FBI came out and Facebook had to say that, yeah, we were told, to shut down anybody talking about the virus pandemic. We were told to shut off accounts, suspend, classify certain things, disinformation, all the other stuff, man. I showed y'all the White House has a TikTok army. So they're using social media and the youth, man, to influence, people. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff. Judge limits Biden's administration contact with social media firms. The ruling and order are the latest developments in a long-running lawsuit spearheaded by Republican-led states. A federal judge in Louisiana ruled Tuesday that the Biden administration likely violated the First Amendment. Oh, really? Any criminal charges happening here? Is anybody going to get vindicated for having their rights violated? No. Slow Biden been committing all kind of damn crimes, man, and they just let him slide because his handlers and the elites, man, that run that damn puppet like what he's doing. And he's just this innocent old man, you know, who's falling down to make you feel bad for him. And in the meanwhile, man, he got fangs and horns, man. He's doing all kind of damn damage to the damn people. Snorting coke, who knows what's going on. Violating the First Amendment by censoring unfavorable views on social media over the course of the pandemic, calling the efforts Orwellian. So they finally came in and slapped him up a little bit and told him, man, you can't keep utilizing social media to restrict people and getting people caught up. You're violating the First Amendment. I mean, I wish they had said that before they took our old channel that was, you know, was thumping. We was doing good on that one before we had to rebuild a year ago. Wish they had done that for a lot of brothers and that got their channel suspended and destroyed or whatever the case may be. All of the shadow banning, all of the blocking, all of the turning off the damn alerts and taking off people's subscriptions and everything else, and all the strikes we didn't got. I wish they had been did that, but you know, this is all par for the course, man. Doing the work of the Lord. Let's continue. But we're seeing he was dead wrong. But we don't see no real justifications or no persecutions happening because of them doing this wrong stuff. It's just they just being told, hey, don't do that no more. But do they rectify their wrongs? No. U.S. funds, shadow police units all over the world. Another instance where we see America runs the world. The wicked is in control of the earth. This place is the hub of all wickedness, all manners of evil. Job 9:24, Revelation 18, all of the nations coming here. America is the world police. So not only do they have over 750 military bases all over the world, they've got police units all over the world. As they say, they pursue matters ranging from heroin smuggling to protecting pangolins, pursuing American interests when regular cops can't be trusted. So who comes in and saves the day? Who's the one who says, hey, trust me, I'm the white man, I've got the police. Your cops can't be trusted, they're corrupt. Really? And the white man's not corrupt, huh? But again, showing you the power that they hold. Not only military, but police all over the world. And they tell you who can't be trusted and who can't be trusted. And they're going to pursue American interests all over the world. Japan's discharge of Fukushima radioactive water into Pacific gets the green light. Remember that earthquake in 2011? And those radioactive reactors over there in Fukushima? Was that the radioactive waste was getting all in the water. It jacked up the Pacific already. Now they still are holding on to that water. They've been having it for 12 years now. And they finally said, oh, it should be safe now. Go ahead and dump it into the Pacific Ocean. See, this is, again, Revelation 11. How the judgment of the Most High is going to work, man. Revelation 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great. So ultimate judgment, when Yahweh Shai comes back, man, with the legion of angels, the nations are going to be angry. But guess what? The wrath of the Lord is going to come. The time of the dead, they're going to be judged, man. Daniel 12 says some going to be raised to everlasting life. Some are going to be raised to everlasting shame and contempt. Ultimate judgment happened. They said, but the rewards are going to start piling on to the servants, to the prophets, and to the saints. So the servants and the prophets of the Most High, we get rewarded first, Lord willing. And then the saints, the rest of Israel is going to receive their rewards. The rest of the men, women, and child who were holding fast to the faith and keeping the laws. It says, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So we know the so-called white man has heavily been involved in destroying the earth, poking holes in the ozone layer, the GMO crops, destroying the earth through, radioactive activities. But look at it. Even the heathen are doing it. Japan, the Ammonites, man, dumping radioactive water into the Pacific, and they gave them the green light. The UN nuclear body IAEA says the plan is safe. It's similar to tritium discharges by other nations. So all the nations out here, man, destroying the earth, dumping radioactive water into the ocean, and they say, "Oh, it's safe. Don't worry about it." Are we supposed to trust that? They were talking about there was a U.S. ship that was trying to get to Fukushima or to the Fukushima to go and help them, and people on that ship that was off the coast miles away got cancer. They wasn't even on the island, and they came down with cancer. They were talking about waters that was coming from the Pacific, man. The fish was coming up with high levels of mercury. Some of them looking mutated within the first year or two after that earthquake hit. They were talking about how bad the Pacific was, and now they're saying, "Oh, because 12 years passed, you can go ahead and dump that water into the Pacific, man. Everything's going to be just fine." Trust them if you want to, man. They said it's safe. How many times have they said things were safe and effective, and people is jacked up right now after they put something in their bodies? Oh, okay. This is another article about that. It's about a damn Ammonite woman talking about how she had a restaurant and she can't sell fish no more because everything is all jacked up. Now she's grilling pork. Man, that's the heathen for you. But anyway, just showing you how the businesses, they are going to be jacked up. Nobody wants to eat the seafood. And you know how the, Japanese and Chinese and Koreans love their seafood. So they talking about how it's going to ruin a lot of businesses and their diets. Well, too bad. That's it. Why a sudden surge of broken heat records is scaring scientists? Remember, I played a article. I played a video and shared an article about a year or so ago. And there was an undercover operation that happened. They were interviewing one of the executives. I think he was from CNN, or he could have just got laid off or something. But he said that once the pandemic was over, the media has been told that the next distraction that they're going to focus in on and utilize to the public is climate change. So be prepared for a whole lot of climate change talk. They're already starting now talking about, sudden surge and broken heat records is scaring scientists. Global warming is happening. I don't know. We're in early July. California, man, we've had the nicest weather we've had in I don't know how long. We ain't even hit 90 degrees yet. I think maybe last weekend we might have hit 90 in certain areas. But typically we'd be in the 90s and in the hundreds by now. Not happening. I'm seeing Chicago just had a major storm and flooding in Chicago just like a week and a half ago. Hailstorms from Florida to Texas to Denver, Colorado. But they're talking about how hot it is. Some places, don't get me wrong, it is hot. And they are experiencing massive heat. But I don't see that globally. I mean, I don't know. But we know that a lot of this is going to be utilized as propaganda about heat records getting broken all over the place because they want to start talking about, global warming. We need to start changing stuff so that we can save the earth. Now, I don't know about that because I don't see it. I see all kind of weather anomalies happening just in America. Shocking moment. LA cops slam a woman to the ground and pepper spray her for filming them during an arrest when responding to a grocery store robbery. Did y'all see this?
There is new controversy today over how an LA County Sheriff's deputy reacted when a woman started filming an arrest on her.
And I know that, we see this all the time. Sometimes we get desensitized to it. This one kind of hit me different because this is an elder sister filming her husband getting arrested. She's standing 10, 15 feet away, holding the phone filming. She gets violated and assaulted just for documenting what's going on, man. These are damn rogue cops, man, who just don't give a damn.
started filming an arrest on her phone. Body cam footage shows what happened on June 24th in Lancaster, California, as officers responded to an allegation of shoplifting. Warning, parts of this footage is disturbing. Elaine Keanu has the details.
We're just going to pat you down, buddy.
Body cam worn by a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy shows him and other deputies arriving outside a grocery store in Lancaster and questioning a man and woman accused of shoplifting. Deputies then place the man in handcuffs. One of the deputies that
No resisting, nothing. The Jake is just sitting back, talking, questioning. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? Sister says she gonna film it.
then turns to the woman who was recording the incident on her cell phone. Another witness is also capturing the incident.
He's not fighting
in her
no
car.
nothing.
No, you can't touch me.
The video then appears to show the deputy slamming the woman to the
Look
ground.
at that, man.
Get down on the ground. Get on the ground.
And this is an elderly sister, man. This is why he said, man, the scripture said, man, he shall show no favor to the young nor to the old. And this is a woman that he slammed her on the ground like that. And she was doing nothing but being a citizen reporter, documenting their actions, making sure that they do things accordingly. And now we're seeing how they're fighting back against us, documenting their criminal activities, man.
Incident in her car.
No, you can't touch me.
The video then appears to show the deputy slamming the woman to the ground.
Get down on the ground. Get on the ground.
It's already on YouTube.
Stop.
Live.
I don't give a stop. Stop and you get punched in the face.
The deputy's knee can be seen on the woman's neck.
I can't breathe.
The deputy then douses the woman with what appears to be pepper spray and then places her in handcuffs. After a brief struggle, the deputies then place the couple in separate police cruisers. In a statement to CBS News, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says it has opened an investigation and, while not commenting directly on the incident, said it expects department personnel to treat all members of the public with dignity and respect. Both deputies in the incident, who have not been identified, have been reassigned from field duty pending the outcome of the investigation. For CBS Mornings, I'm Elaine Keahmath.
Oh, so their judgment right now just to be reassigned from field duty, no suspensions, no nothing. You know, you're talking about you should be treated with dignity and respect. You don't need an investigation to show that that did not happen in that video. They should have automatically been fired. But we see what happens, man. We see what happens. It's unbelievable.
As for the man and woman in that video, the LA County Sheriff's Department says they were cited and eventually released. No reason was given for the citation.
No reason given for the citation. Cited and released after being pepper sprayed, slammed on the ground, damn near punched in the face, knee on the neck. They were accused of stealing. Clearly they didn't. And we just see what happens, man. Unbelievable.
There is
unbelievable. A couple more before we close out. Americans have quitting their jobs. Remember when the good times was rolling? You know, stimulus payments was coming in. PPP was kicking in. EDD. You didn't have to pay your rent. Didn't have to pay them loans, student loans. You know, everybody was starting new businesses, consulting. You know, everybody's online, hustling, multiplying their money, taking trips, renting cars, buying big weed, doing it up, buying the best bottles, the new shoes, the watches, the chains. People quitting their jobs because they were getting supported by, you know, the government and other means. They said all that's done now. The people quitting their job. Now people are looking for jobs now. The rate at which workers are voluntarily leaving employers is approaching pre-pandemic levels. The surge in Americans quitting their jobs has abated since peaking during the pandemic. Another sign that the labor market is cooling from ultra-high levels as the Federal Reserve raises interest rates. They were talking about the job numbers that they really, and this is how you show you, man, the damn white man manipulates the markets. They keep talking about how much employment rate, you know, the employment hirings were exceeding expectations. The numbers was up unexpectedly since I think March, and May numbers was up, and that was all to manipulate the stock markets, to keep them propped up, because if the markets are strong, everything is continue on, right? So they've done readjustments on those numbers 2 times already. And the readjustments is resulting in less job creations. They pop up and say, for instance, let's say, oh, 300,000 jobs got created in the month of April. And then in June, they come back and say, oh, we had to revise that. It's actually 270,000. So where did these 30,000 jobs that you said got created? Where'd they go? Very similar to them uh, making an error on the books and finding over $6 billion that they can go send to Ukraine. They just cooked the books, man, playing games. But now they're saying, Americans now, they ain't quitting their jobs no more. People need them jobs. Just showing you where the recession, the inflation, and the employment situation is going on. People needing that money. People need help now. Look, more than 105 million working age Americans do not have a job right now. There's only 330 something million people in the earth. I mean, in America. So that's like almost a third of Americans right now ain't got a job right now. Our long slide toward economic oblivion continues, and survey after survey has shown that most Americans are deeply unsatisfied with the current state of the U.S. economy. So things ain't looking good economically. Something just snapped. Consumers panic search pawn shop near me. They're talking about how on Google their algorithms have been showing an increase in people searching for pawn shops near them, which is more indicative about people trying to sell off and get some temporary money to stay afloat. The credit cards got maxed out. There's no savings. I always go in every neighborhood I go to, being around. You're gonna see in our neighborhoods pawn shops, jewelry shops, check cashing and payday loans. What else did I see the other day? And I was like, there go another thing that you don't never see in these white neighborhoods. I forgot what it was. But anyway, there's always some sort of economic high interest scams going on in our neighborhoods because they know Jay gonna need the dang money. But now it's balancing out. They talking about, man, pawn shop searches is up and exploding right now, which only is an indication of where we're at economically, and people are going to be begging for a build back better, great reset that they can, help them get out this hole. So they got to destroy everything first before they can come in and say, well, if you want in, here's what you need to do. Here's how you're going to do it. And you become more obedient servants to the system. California's exodus picks up steam as data shows 111,000 residents, more than 300 per day. This the West Coast for Texas, where homes cost $282,000 less. Yeah, California, everybody, anybody is out here. It is beyond out of control, expensive. So the exodus is there. People's getting up out of here. Man. 300 people per day is transitioning and making moves. So the Lord, only through the will of the Lord, man. Some of us are still maintaining and surviving here in this place that we call California. But yeah, we know what time it is, man. Man, Al Kabar said, what? Let's not forget that like button, man. Kwam Yasha Allah, that's right. Kwam Yasha Allah, rise Israel, man. If you haven't wiped your feet, man, shame on you, man. You done came in the house, man, ate up all the damn food, wiped your feet, wipe your hands all on the table, man. Left streak marks on my walls with sauce and everything. I mean, at least you could have did was hit the like button, man. Don't do your brother like that. If you didn't wipe your feet, man, do your brother that solid, man. Do that for me. Hit the like button. The algorithms don't like me. But y'all do. So if you do support the work, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Rosemarie, I appreciate you, my sister, for your continued support. If anybody wants to listen to what the sister's saying, feel free, man. Your alms deeds will definitely be appreciated. Do it after the Shabbat or whenever. But it's if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. I'm not concerned with that. I just want to get the information out to our brothers and sisters, man. Rosemary, always appreciate you, my sister. Love you for that. Brother Karatazas, on the contrary, they claim Slow Joe just produced the most jobs as a president. Give me a damn break. You know they always got a little some damn talking head is gonna go out there and lie for Slow Biden, man. And we just seen job numbers is down is up. I mean, jobless numbers is up, man. Slow Biden wants to take credit for every damn thing, man. You leave it to him, man. He invented the light bulb and everything else, man. Meanwhile, he can't even tie his own shoes. But he got it on the low. He got it on the low out the trap house. Anybody looking for a nice little a dime bag of coke, you know where to go. You know where to go. Ashar shalom to you, my brother. I'll holler at you later. Yeah, so there we go. Another one in the books, man. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, man. Again, for those of you who are not tired of seeing my face for after a couple of hours, tune back in 4 o'clock, so we can discuss this weed situation, drug use or whatnot, man. We can go ahead on and get to the bottom of that. All right. Yeah, you know what? Very good point before I close out. Jobs created mostly part-time and not sustainable for adults. Absolutely. Especially when you're living in high cost of living areas such as California, Florida, New York, Chicago, Texas. I mean, you can't survive off of minimum wage, man. And they did say that many of the jobs that the highest created jobs was in the service industry. So okay, Starbucks is hiring, McDonald's is hiring. Yeah, cool. But how you gonna do that, man? When the damn single in California is $1,500 to $1,600 a month. That's not a one bedroom. That's a studio in many places. You talking about what? One bedroom, $1,900, $1,800 a month in places. How you gonna get that? You talking about okay? You need 3 jobs. You remember those old what's the name of that? In Living Color, when they talk about the Jamaicans with all the jobs. I got 3 job, man. 3 job. That's what everybody's gonna be doing, killing themselves just to live in this place we call Babylon. So yeah, they are there parading around, acting as if yeah, we're creating jobs. Okay, yeah, so you can be a valet at your nearest hotel. Yeah, is that gonna help you survive? I don't think so. So Pizza Hut, got a delivery job for you? No, that's not gonna make it. Okay, so let's not be fooled with it. That's exactly what's going on. They're part-time jobs because the jobs aren't trying to pay the insurance benefits and everything else. It is what it is, man. So I'm gonna close out there, man. Appreciate all of y'all tuning in, man. Appreciate your support. Be sure hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. 4 o'clock, we'll close out the Sabbath on the West Coast time frame. Some of y'all may already be closing in on that, but even at that time, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whether you're on the East Coast, except for my sister Rosemary, I think you like 11 hours difference or something like that. I'm not sure what it is between the UK, but if not, tune back in, man. We're gonna get to it. All right, Sister Neva, shalom to you. All right, Kwame Yashala to the 12 tribes scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. Fear the Most High, keep the commandments, man, and always remember, don't shoot your messenger.